the thing is, Aaron,
Go on, mate.
sorry to interrupt you,
No,
but
you, like I said,
I think,
we're talking here, mate. We're all
have
good.
you noticed that little melt has disappeared?
Yeah, I was having a little scroll down just to see because I'll happily engage with a geezer. Do you know what I mean? It was just, we're having a
Come on,
conversation. That's
show 'em,
fine. But
fella. Come on, come and show your face. Give us your argument. You
we're
know,
one of them warriors, isn't it? Little keyboards.
at the
They're
end of the
double R, didn't they? Have a
day,
computer.
sit there and call us out, right? Don't sit there and make out the big large. I've been round this road way too many times in my life. I've been there, right? That little melt, right? He's never stood in the terraces. He's never been there,
No.
right? When in the day when it was a day of when you had to stand up for your reckoning and support your club and call them out, that little fucking wanker, he's never been there.
Yeah.
So where
No,
is he?
absolute
Where have
fact.
you gone then, George? Where have you gone? Come on, let's come back and stand your corner, fella. Come and stand up with the big boys. You ain't got
Yeah.
it. You ain't got the bollocks. And I'm fed up of listening to these arse-wipes all the bloody time.
Yeah,
Rashid,
no, I don't blame you. But before I bring you in, Rashid, I'm just gonna quickly just say hello to the chat. Thank you very much for being here. It's always appreciate, boys. Robbo, like and sub to this geezer. Yeah, big up, brother. Big up to you, Aces. Big up, my man. Good to see you here. Anthony, I've started that question. We'll get into that in a little bit because there's something I want to talk about. We are so shit, absolutely. Aaron De Niro, yeah, he thinks a little like Robert De Niro from I can't remember, was it Raging Bull? Yeah, I don't know what that's one of Ant's, his typical Ant. Yeah, poke the likes up. Yeah, that's it, boys. Don't forget, like and subscribe to the video, and same to these boys as well. They put out great content, so give them a like and a subscribe as well. Hendo, big up, Hendo. How you doing, brother? Always good to see you. All in the chat watching, yeah. And also we've got a bit of Dad here as well, man. How you doing, Dad? Yeah, even a gentleman, 11 comedians on the pitch, yeah. But no one's got a joke, I know, yeah. Well, with the whole joke's the club, in it, from top to bottom. That's the biggest problem, Dad. But I'm just going to take a couple of these more, and then Rashid, I want to get you in, and I want to start off as well by talking about that disrespect and not clapping at the end of the pitch. That's a farce. Hendon, I'm so glad I don't spend a penny on seeing Arsenal anymore. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm sort of like that myself. Sold the West Ham game, of course. Disgusting. Sold that full time. It sold within a minute, 1 minute after we got knocked out and humiliated 4-0 on aggregate by Newcastle. I sold my West Ham ticket and it sold within 1 minute. So there's people scrounging around that can't wait to purchase tickets for this fucking club, whilst we've just had a humiliating exit from probably the only realistic competition we'd have won. There you go. This is what we're dealing with. This is what we're dealing with. And I'll take this last one. Big up Chris Ryan for being here. Imagine not going to the fans after that display, because it perfectly segues me into asking Rashid about it as well. Like what Jez said, man, that's absolutely well and truly disgraceful. All of the time and the hard work and the money and the effort that these fans, the excellent fans, by the way, that travel up and down the country, are going to watch that pile of absolute shit, and two, not even be clapped or acknowledged for their efforts. What a disgrace, Rashid. What a disgrace, bruv.
He's a disgrace himself. You know, when you think about it, this Arteta, he was upset that the fans were leaving when we lost last game, when we drew against I forgot who, but they were leaving the stadium, and he was like, "Oh, why don't you back?" So Arteta, you're trying to tell us to back a project of 6 years, 800 mil, one trophy. Do you really expect these fans to be happy about this? That's the thing. I don't understand if he lives is in his own bubble or something like that. Like, I hate to burst your bubble, bro. You are failing. Arteta, you are failing at what you're doing. You look, it's the same thing all over again, Aaron. Yeah. And I'm gonna say it right now.
Yeah, you can't.
If Newcastle, if it was Tottenham, we'd beat them because they play a high line. That's basically it. So teams that play a high line, the system works, or kind of. But the teams that play a mid block and a low block, there's no way we can open. We can't unlock a low block. We just can't. You knew that Odegaard wasn't going to do anything anyway, because you know that
We'll get to that,
Bruno
geezer.
G, Tonali, you know they're going to be aggressive. They know how to stop Odegaard. People have found out Odegaard. Just be aggressive in the midfield. and you stop him. I just wanted to touch on something which DJB said. Big up to him, of
Big up
course. Big up to
DJB,
him.
yeah.
I saw him. I saw him on Jez's show early on with Kenny. It was a good show, by the way. Jez, keep it up. Loving the whole,
Brilliant
yeah,
show.
loving to learn more and more about history. But he said something that caught my eye. We signed better players in the Europa League and now in the Champions League that we inspire to be in. We are weaker. Don't make sense. We actually signed better players when we were in Europa League. Because look at the bench. Look at when we were losing. Who was he bringing on? Moreno. What is he gonna do?
Pathetic.
What is he gonna do? I swear Moreno, listen to it. I swear Moreno is the best. Is he the best tackler in the whole in the top five? In the top five, I think he was the
I think
best.
he was last season. He
recovering.
said that, but he seemed, oh yeah, something like that. I think in the top 5 leagues that was a last season stat. But I mean,
So
we've seen a fifth of that.
how would you think that this guy would help us score a goal? He's obviously a number 6. This Arteta doesn't make sense. Look, I'm losing for 2-0, actually 4-0. I'm losing 4-0. I'm throwing the kitchen sink. There's no point in me controlling the game. There's no point in me putting more defensive players.
To jump you in there, you're throwing the kitchen sink, brother. I get it, but there's no kitchen sink on the bench. That's the problem. There's just clumpy submarinos on there.
What if I tell you this?
That's
What if I tell you this?
on the bench, bruv.
Zinchenko,
and whose fault is that?
Zinchenko plays for Ukraine. He plays as a number 8. He could have put him as a number 8, a left centre mid, and you know that Zinchenko can play the short pass.
He's a tactical bellend. He won't do it. He's the worst in-game manager out there in history. It's too much for him to comprehend. To play him in his actual position is too much.
Put Tini, go to a 3 at the back. We don't need to defend no more. We're losing 4-0, people. Okay? It can't get any worse. So put 3 defenders at the back. Put Zinchenko in the middle that can actually play a short pass, and you can unlock that low block that they have. Put Tini on the wing and put Ethan on the right. And then you might create some chances, because what were our chances really? They were long shots. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I mean, apart from the Odegaard one, we will come to that in separately. But aside from that, and we've got a little segment on that, geezer. Don't worry about that. Yeah.
That was our moment, people. I'm gonna be real. You know, when Odegaard missed that, I knew that the game is over, because that was our moment. We know that when we play against a low block or a mid block, we don't create enough chances. You know that we don't create enough chances. We've seen it before. Bournemouth, Brighton. People that play or teams that play against us with a low block, you know that we're not going to create chances, because all we do is just whipping the ball. It's just jarring. It's just jarring, guys. The thing is that Odegaard needed to step up as a captain and say, "Hey guys, I'm here." That's what a captain does. You bury that. He just smacked the ball. He didn't even think. Like a top player should. The thing is that he's got
time, hasn't he? He's got enough time. If he's a world-class player, all the top gooners are telling us, you could probably have controlled that, looked up and then had a shot, as opposed to what he done.
Yeah.
Like what he done was just head down. Martinelli did, look down and just put his foot through it, and wherever it went, it went. And guess what? It didn't go in the fucking goal. And they haven't been. That geezer shooting has been.
We've got average players on high wages.
Yeah.
Or we can say good players, but not good enough to play for Arsenal. We've got them on high wages.
Yeah.
And then they expect us not to put anybody accountable. So they expect us to just be like, oh, you know what? We went for it. Let's go for it next season. No.
Yeah.
No. This was the season. I thought that we're going to win the Champions League in the 3rd year, like Klopp did.
Next summer. How many next summers do you want?
Come on. It's a fugazi. It's a fugazi. People, wake up, man.
Joke.
Wake up.
It's a joke. Because guess what? Yeah, when he came in here in 2019, and we all recognised the team, we all knew the issues that we had in the team. We had aging, crap players on high wages.
Mhm.
And there was this whole process of cutting their contracts, paying them off. Oh, that's all well and good. And now your process is, get young players in and out. Guess what? 5 years later and no trophies won. Guess what? We've got Mourinho, 29 years old, an absolute steaming pile of shit of a player. And he's not getting any better, is he? Let's face it. Oh, he's on 150 grand a week. Well, that's him done then. He's never going to leave, is he? He's not getting anywhere else. He's not going to a bigger team than Arsenal and getting paid 150 grand a week, is he, Mourinho? So that's it. We're stuck with that fucking idiot for another 3 years, 4 years. Oh, and guess what? We've got Kai Havertz for another 3 or 4 years as well. 285 grand a week. Well done. We've shackled ourselves and handcuffed ourselves again. Gabriel Jesus. He's just an injury waiting to happen on 200 plus grand a week. And then we've got Zinchenko, who he ain't going to leave. Why didn't he go in this summer? We don't even play him. 150 grand a week. You can just make cases upon cases on cases. We've took 5 years, wasted everyone's time, not won anything, and we've got bigger contractual problems than we did 5 years ago. We play worse football than we did 5 years ago. And we don't win anything like we did 5 years ago. So if anyone can just explain to me why they think Mikel Arteta is the man, how many more facts do they need? This geezer cannot get over the line. I know Newcastle very tricky, but I'm sorry. If you're a winning team, Liverpool would have got over the line over 2 legs here. I don't care. They probably would have, because they've got that. They've got them winning.
Do you know what, Aaron?
You know?
Do you know? It's sorry to cut you off, but do you know what it is? It's a roller coaster with Arsenal. Now, in like 2 games, we'll probably win a game or 2, and then maybe we'll go on a run. But when it comes to crunch time, when it really matters, he folds. Okay, he's just not enough to get over the line. And the thing is that we've been through this. We've been through this because Wenger used to have this problem at the end of his the dying years that he had. He used to have this problem, and this
Bill Murray's our manager. Groundhog Day, mate. It was just the same thing over and over again.
Exactly. Maybe he's our Brendan Rodgers. Has anybody thought of that? Maybe he is our Brendan Rodgers. Maybe after him, we go on and sign a proper manager and we go win stuff, because we've got a solid back. Well, we didn't see them against Newcastle, but they're decent. We've got a couple of players there. All we need is new blood, and we're set for winning. Because if you have a strong defense, usually strong defenses win you titles. But sorry, Mikel Arteta, you have one of the strongest defenses, and you still didn't win a title. So when are you going to win the title? You tried attacking, didn't work. You tried control, it didn't work. You tried defending, it's not working.
Maybe it's the manager. Maybe that's the common denominator, because he's trying all these different phases of how to play and how to win games, and he's still not winning. Maybe it's just him. Maybe he's just not tactically good enough. Maybe his man management isn't good enough. Maybe his player identification isn't good enough. Maybe guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Maybe he's just not fucking good enough. Has that ever crossed Top Gooner's mind? Maybe it's just him. Maybe it's just him. We've got good players, and they needed a little bit of attention in the transfer window, which they didn't bloody get in either this year, by the way. It's frustrating. Like, these players should have still done something else. I don't want to bring you in on this, Jez, because we was talking about on Lee's last night about mentality and things like that. And I wanted to ask you this about Mikel Arteta and this team. That team out there had absolutely no mentality. There weren't a leader out there. There weren't a winning mentality all across that field in a red shirt. If he ain't instilled it into that team in 5 years, it's never happening, is it, Jez? No. If you can't get that word across into a squad that you've had for 5 years, if you can't get that across, it's not happening, is it, mate?
No. And, how long do we have to accept abject failure? The man is clueless.
Yeah.
He has failed at his project, and it's now time to fuck off. Because at the end of the day, this bullshit, after last night, going out to hot weather training in Dubai, they should be going to fucking Siberia.
Oh no.
Not bloody going out to Dubai. They should be going out doing hard labour. These players are pampered way too much. I guarantee you, How many of those players are feeling bad about last night?
Not what again, driving home in their Lamborghini or getting there, innit? Getting home in their
One or
Lamborghini
two.
to their mansion, yeah.
Don't do
They
shit.
couldn't give a toss. Couldn't give a toss.
And the disrespect that this manager and management has brought into this club is the cause of the problem. And abject failure is also enhanced by certain channels out there, YouTube channels. And I call them out all the time. I don't care. I don't give a shit. Right? They are the biggest problem in the fan base because they condone failure because they'll always find an excuse. Oh, it was this. Oh, look, the grass was too long. Oh, it was wet. Oh, this. Oh, we go along with that.
The ball, what is that all about?
Wankers, admit the fact Arteta is shit, right? The team is shit. Most of them are shit, let's be honest. Most of them are.
Yeah. I'd piggyback that prick to Heathrow Airport. I would. I'd just say, come on, don't worry about it. You hop on all the way back. Don't worry, I'll break my back for this. Come on you get, Mikel. Let's just go. Straight out, mate. Any way possible, any means of transport, I'd do it to get that geezer out of this football club. He don't deserve to be here. And he's lucky to be here in the first place. And how's he been given 5 years? I'll never know. Oh, wait, I do. It's because we've got a coward board in the Kroenke.
He wanted 10 years.
Josh is his little bitch friend.
He was asking for 10 years, Aaron, in one of his press conferences.
To protect his
madness.
150 million he would have earned in 10 years.
Oh my
150 million. Right.
Yeah, but the thing is, we give him a new deal and no one wants him, no, Jez. I mean, this is what I don't understand, and this also transmits down to the players. It's not as if, he had 6 months left of his deal, and Real Madrid and Barcelona and Man City, are really pressurising this club, and they're like, yeah, we want Arteta. No, not even anyone from the Spanish B League wanted him, let alone Barcelona or Real Madrid. No one wanted him.
It's just
no one wanted him. So why are we like, oh fuck, yeah, we better give him 5 times more than what he's worth? And it transmits to the players as well. Martin Odegaard, Martinelli, they were all very average, very new. I think Martinelli was on 30 grand or maybe 60. Martinelli, Odegaard maybe 80. As soon as they had that one good season where we bottled that 8-point lead, they were given 180 grand for Martinelli and 240 for Odegaard. What are we doing here? You're giving them 5 times the amount of money on a pay rise.
What was the narrative?
What are they doing? No one fucking wanted them.
No.
In the summer, what was the narrative? He will be the next Barcelona manager. Get out of
Why would they want a little prick like Mikel Arteta?
This guy is an absolute arsewipe. He's a prick. He's useless.
Jez, do you know what? I don't understand. You give someone 800k to supposedly he wants to rebuild the team. That's what they told us. Oh, he's rebuilding. Oh, he inherited a shit squad. Oh, it was toxic. He got rid of all the players. He needs his new players. So after spending 800k, he ends up telling us that we have a thin squad. How can nobody look at that and say, well, that's your fucking fault, Mikel. That's your fault. Sorry to cuss. That's your fault.
No, you do what you want.
800k. If I gave 800k to City, you'll see at least 6 big players. 6.
Well, you've seen the proof.
Ballers.
You've seen what Manchester City do with 800 million. You've seen it. The proof's in the pudding there. I'll tell you what they do with it. They win 4 fucking Premier Leagues on the spin, and they win a treble. And amongst a whole host of other trophies. That's what they do with that. I'll tell you what we do. While we're paying for while we're signing Gabriel Jesus, we're paying for Haaland. There's levels difference between us and them. Absolutely levels. There's a good point that you say, Rashid. Yeah, sorry, one sec, bro. There's a good point that what you say is that I've lost my trail of thought. Yeah, go on. You carry on. I've lost it. I've lost my trail of thought.
Oh,
my fault.
I'm sorry.
No, that's my fault.
I'll tell you what, Aaron.
Yeah.
if there's one man in the chat right now that talks the facts, DJ.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and we've got something up from him now. He's saying, "Big up DJ as well for being here, bruv. Always an absolute pleasure. What a legend." Go on, Jez. I'll let you go.
Send him the link. Because I'll tell you what, that man. Send him the link. Because that man has got the facts.
100,
I don't have his number. I'll
100%.
Can you send him? Do you know how to do it? Have you got his bits? It's up to you if he wants to come on, DJ. Obviously, more than welcome, geezer.
Yeah, I'll send him the link if he wants to come on. Because this
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
guy
2 secs.
has the fucking
Give us
facts.
2 secs.
I swear
Nah.
down.
DGB,
Swear
hey,
down.
DJB, 100%. I've been listening to him, but talk until he's here. Talking about how Arteta spent all this money and has a thin squad. Our pool as well is not that strong. We only pull players that are average or above average players. We're paying top-notch pounds for average players. It's just a disgrace, you know. It's just a disgrace. Because if you take that money and put it in Klopp's hands, he would have won way more than what he won. What he's already won. It's just that we need a thin squad, Aaron. It's crazy. It's crazy to just think that we need a thin squad. Now we need a rebuild after a rebuild.
2.0, mate. Rebuild 2.0. It's absolutely embarrassing how we get ourselves in these positions. Like, what we're doing here. Like, I don't understand how we haven't learnt from that whole mess that we got ourselves into 5 years ago. And what do? We created this big old fanfare where people are like giving it all of that to Mikel Arteta, and we're just in a bigger mess. Because this is the problem as well, yeah. So you could fast forward us and I said this last night, you could fast forward us about 6 months, yeah. In 6 months' time, there is a very, very, very realistic reality that we have no Saliba, no Gabriel, perhaps not Saka next year, but you know, maybe players of that sort of quality within our squad ain't here. Okay, so that's obviously devastating when you're losing excellent players. But that isn't just part of the long-term problem then there lies, is replacing them. And look at our talent ID. Look at our last lot of signings. They are shit. They are terrible. So the thing is you might only have Saliba for one more season, but then when he fucks off to Madrid inevitably, who are you going to get in? You're going to get in a severe downgrade on him, and then you're going to be stuck with him for 3 years. We could be in a very, very, very bad sort of spot in, you know, this time sort of next year. Yes, it could be sort of different, but equally, I just don't think it will, because the trajectory that we're already on ain't a good one, people. It just ain't. Jez, I don't know if you've sent DJ the link or anything like that. I don't know if you was. I could put it in there. Put it in the chat if you haven't, Jez. I don't know. Let us know.
I'll send it to DJ. So.
All right. Yeah. Sweet.
Aaron?
Yeah. Sweet. Yeah. You need to shoot, didn't you, Rashid?
Yeah, I got to go. This is my last day in Algeria, so I have to spend a bit of it with my family. But yeah,
of course, man. You should let us know, bro. You know what I mean? You didn't have to come on, bro.
No, I had to. I love you. I just love the whole. I love being here. You know, talking to Ches, you. I don't know, Northside, DJB. I've been with as well. Normski, everyone really. Lee, of course, man, like everyone. It's just nice to meet these guys, because when you go to games, you don't usually meet what could I call them? Realistic people, realists. You don't meet them. You don't meet them. Trust me. So I'm fighting all the time, and we're trying to explain to each other how this manager is going to fail again, until there's a point where like they're going to be, oh, enough is enough. But then we wouldn't have a team, so we need another manager. And then he gets a lot of years under, oh, we've got a shit squad. We need to rebuild. So it's always a rebuild after a rebuild, unfortunately. But yeah, it's a roller coaster. Never complete the puzzle. Never complete the puzzle. Never.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's it with Arsenal. It's a roller coaster. So yeah. Until then. Yeah, they go in Dubai. They think that that they're gonna do what they've done last year and win a couple of games. Listen, you win the games, well done. But what did you win the war? You won the battles, yes, not the war.
Yeah.
But yeah, big up everyone that's locked in. Big up the whole chat. Big up Jez, of course. Godfather. Big up Aaron. Thank you for having me on.
Always a pleasure,
shoot.
man. Like I said, for the fact as well, bruv, you know, that you had your family there, it's your last day, man. You should have just said you're
Yeah.
busy, bruv. I'd have, you know, totally understood, man. But thank you very much for coming on.
It's all right.
You're
It's
always
all right.
bloody
Look,
welcome.
Thank you. Love.
Nah, of course, bruv. You know that, mate. You're top
man.
geezer. And go and follow Rashid as well, man. His link should be in the title. Let me just add Ozzy to the stage there. Let me just get as well some of the chat. Sorry, boys, we've just been going off in a little bit of one there. So, Ozzy, you're in on 2. I don't know why. I don't know. Right, yeah, let's give us 2 seconds. Yeah, so DJB, big up DJB. It said we signed better players in the Europa League. Now in the Champions League that we aspire to be in, we are weaker. Don't make sense, boys. Smash the likes up and sub. Big up, brother. Yeah, mate. Do you remember the tagline that we sort of we heard the Kroenkes say? Literally, again, we're going to keep going back into 2019 because it's a really relevant year. So they were said, oh, you know, we've got a Champions League squad it was a Europa League squad on Champions League wages. Well, look at it now. Now we've just flipped it to we are signing Europa League quality players for Champions League fees and giving them Champions League wages. It's absolute madness how we've just completely flipped this nonsense, Jez, isn't it? I mean, look at the trash that our 10 out of 10 window was Calafiori and Marino this summer, and it was a pivotal window, this, Jez, absolute pivotal, because this could have really closed the gap to Manchester City. And look what we've done. Absolutely Peter Cech summer signing, bottled it, didn't we? It's pathetic.
It is
absolutely pathetic. What we're saying. Yeah, go on. Sorry, go on, Jeff.
A club with no ambition. It says to me, it smells to me of this club run by this arsewipe a load of Americans, the Kroenkes. All they care about is money.
Yeah.
They don't care about ambition. They don't care about achievement. They don't care about trophies, because they employed this fucking idiot manager. But the problem we've got is a fan base that wank over him. Why?
We know the vast majority of these, Jez. They've got life-sized. They've got a life-sized Arteta poster, haven't they, on their bed? Fuck me, that bed sheet must be the crispiest duvets there. Well, Mikel Arteta love fest going on, isn't it, mate? Absolute cringe.
Well, they're stuck to their duvets. I mean, I'm sorry, it's absolutely bloody pathetic. This guy has achieved nothing.
Yeah.
Don't come and talk to me about he won an FA Cup. He didn't. It wasn't his team. He then wanted his team. And what is this team he's achieved? Fucking wankers, the lot of them.
Yeah, he binned off a successful team and sharpish. Yeah.
Pretty much. Most of them are shit. I'm not going to bring into that Skelly, Nweri, Rice, Partey. They are probably the 4 key players and Raya that we've got. The rest of them are a pile of shit.
Well, yeah, this is what DJB's saying as well. You know, history don't show you win leagues with a striker. It absolutely does, mate. You know what I mean? I agree with you. 70% of our players ain't good enough. I wanted to get this up, we'll just quickly run through it to just sort of demonstrate how poor this squad is. So bear with us just for 2 seconds, because it's just not good enough. Right, let me just give me 2 seconds here. Right, yeah, that's up right now. Bear with us just for 2 seconds. This is his signings. Let me just date it back, right? So it now should go from his first signings. Give us 2 seconds. There's 2 pages of crap. Exactly right, people. There's 2 pages of crap. Look at what we've gone through. Look at what in 5 years your manager, Top Gooners, has signed. Pablo Mari, Cedric Suarez. And then they were that good, apparently, the first time. They fucking re-signed them again in the summer. Willian, Gabriel Magalhaes, fair dues. Runnison, pathetic. Thomas Partey, shame with injuries, but yeah. And Matt Ryan, weren't really here for too much longer, but you're still just already, and that's just a little snippet of page 2, getting at the crap that we've signed. Martin Odegaard on loan didn't really do anything, really, did he? Let's face it. But they re-signed him again, of course. Nuno Tavares didn't really give him a chance. Albert Akonga. Ben White signed him as a right back, signed him as a centre back, and got lucky the fact that he's a right back. Aaron Ramsdale, that didn't last for very long, did it? Re-signed Martin Odegaard again, give him a pay rise, and now he can't score or assist for love nor money. Madness. Oh, look, Tomiyasu. Who? When was the last time he even played? No idea. Austin Trusty. Marquinhos. He was a free signing. We thought we'd sweeten him over by giving him 3.5 million. Pathetic. Matt Turner. Pathetic. Vieira. Pathetic. 35 million, and a year or two later, they've just loaned him back to the same club for a season. Pathetic. Gabriel Jesus. And look, Alexander Zinchenko. Oh, yeah, they'll bring the mentality. Didn't win anything. Now we're stuck with both of them. Pathetic. Leandro Trossard. Yeah, he came in. He'd done all right. And then Arteta, for some reason, binned him, even though he's an off-form player. Now he blows hot or cold because, like the rest of them, he's uninterested. Yeah, Kivior. Pathetic. Jorginho. Pathetic. Has the odd decentish game every now and then. Kai Havertz. Pathetic. And we'll get into him. I won't say too much on him. Pathetic. Urian Timber, not a bad signing. Declan Rice, massively overpaid, but yeah, David Raya's not been too bad. Calafiori this summer, nowhere near good enough. He's got Andre Santos vibes, being beaten one-on-one like that. Mikel Submarino, because he's got the turning circle of one. Absolute disaster. Raheem Sterling, pathetic. Neto, absolutely pathetic. Jez, this is what I'm saying. This is all of them players that we've got here, mate. Who's there? Who's there that you'd actually go? More DJB saying 70%. It's probably more like 80, 90%. They're shit, Jez. And we spent $750 million for that.
There's nothing. There is nothing there at all. And
how are we supposed to win something with that, Jez?
I chatted last week when the great George Graham team, and we compared it to George Graham's, to the Wenger, blah, 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 blah. We had 45 players. 45 players. 2 players for every position. What have we got now? We haven't got that. And yet,
I think we've got 20, haven't we?
Yeah. Arteta came out and said we've got a weak squad. Well, who the fucking hell's fault is that?
Well, you can't blame the manager, though, Jez. You're not allowed. You've got to blame everything else. You've got to get your Barney Stinson's playbook, that thick of excuses. What one is it? They're flicking through chapters going, oh, what one shall we use today? What's the excuse for pathetically bowing out against Newcastle 2-0 today? Flicking through. What excuse shall we use? It's embarrassing, Jez.
And yet,
absolutely embarrassing.
Here we are right now. Liverpool are kicking Tottenham to pieces. 4-0.
Is it 4? Wow.
Liverpool kicking the shit out of Liverpool. I predicted 4-0. Right.
Well, how long's left, Jez? It must be nearing its sort of end, isn't it?
But, here we are. Right. And all the Spuds fans are walking out. But at the end of the day, this is the disgrace of the club we've become.
Yeah.
And yet I see people, fans accepting it. Are these really Arsenal fans? Are they really? Because I'll tell you what, if you were a proper Arsenal fan, you would go looking back at what Arsenal once was and what Arsenal once achieved. The problem is, Aaron, these are fans led by a loser.
Yeah.
They're led by certain channels that will lead them down a road. And that fan channel doesn't give a fuck about the club, because the guy that runs it isn't even a real Arsenal fan. He was a Luton fan.
That tells you everything about
really
that, doesn't it?
give a shit. He does. All he's making is that sponsorships. You know, he promotes shaving your balls, cream. You know, all that shit, fucking bollocks. Right. At the end of the day, this is how low this football club has fallen, and
It's massively low.
Take a long, long time.
Yeah, something
manager to dig us out, and we won't dig us out with this management, with this ownership.
Yeah, that's the worry. That's why, you know, I sort of get it. Cronkies have given him a lot of money, Mikel Arteta, and he's absolutely spunked it. But I'm sorry, the need for investment is still there. I had a little look on Forbes, yeah, and as of 3 days ago, KSC is worth $16.9 billion. Where's that money at? We're not getting any money to spend, but in the last 2 years, we've renewed the Adidas deal. We've also renewed the Fly Emirates deal. We've also renewed the Rwanda deal. We've sold our soul to the training ground, to Sober Realty. You know, our merch stores, we've got 14 lines of merch this year, and we've only got 14 wins in the Premier League. I think that pretty much on its own tells you absolutely everything you need to know, really, about that. You know, we made money in the transfer window this season. Where's that money? We've been in the Champions League for 2 seasons. Where's the world-class players? Where is it all, Jez? I don't understand it, mate. Because we are desperate and desperately need something up top. And, you know, I'll come into the Martinelli thing, but while I'm on about up top, the biggest problem we've got there is absolutely this guy. If there ever was a player up top for Arsenal that can't finish a wank, it's that geezer. He infuriates me. And do you know what? I thought he couldn't even get any worse. Look at him yesterday, just throwing himself into people, rolling around on the floor, laying down. What a disgrace he was yesterday. How are we supposed to win anything? Now, you was having a fantastic chat earlier with DJB, who's actually is here. Big up, DJB. Big up, mate.
Big up, guys. Thank you for having me on. Thank you very much. Big up, Jez.
Big up, mate.
I was literally just going to say, you was having a good conversation on Jez's show earlier with Kenny, and you were basically saying about the strikers, yeah, and the need for a striker. Now, let's just get this right. Look at Blackburn when they won the league. Shearer, Sutton. What about Manchester United then in the early 90s? They had Eric Cantona. Then we had Arsenal winning it. We had Dennis Bergkamp, Ian Wright, and Nicholas Anelka. Then Manchester United went and got, they had Andy Cole anyway. Then they got Dwight York and Sheringham and Solskjaer. And then we won it again with Kana and Wiltord and Thierry Henry. And then Manchester United got Ruud van Nistelrooy. And we can just go on and on. Eventually, Manchester United got Rooney, Ronaldo, Tevez and Berbatov. City, Aguero, Haaland, Vardy for Leicester City. You know, Chelsea, they had Didier Drogba, they had Hernan Crespo, they had Diego Costa. It's almost like you need a striker to compete and or win the Premier League. And we haven't had one for 4 years now. What's going on there? Like, I can't understand the logic. DJB, I'll bring you in.
Honestly, guys, big up everyone. I've said this time and time again. The history shows that you can't win leagues without a striker. And this is teams across Europe. You know, I'm talking about great Barcelona teams and Real Madrid teams and stuff. Yeah. And the thing I've got with all of this is that this Arteta has played with and alongside strikers. He's played with good strikers in his team when he was a player. He knows the importance of having a striker. One of his jobs as a midfield player was supplying the ammunition to the strikers at Everton and when he came to Arsenal. So this ain't alien to him. He knows the importance of having a striker in the team.
And this is Robin Van Persie, DJB, wasn't
he? Exactly. But this is what I can't understand. We've got a manager that has, for somehow or another, convinced everyone that we don't we're okay. Just because we bagged all them goals last season, he thinks that we could have gone into this season without strengthening. And we're weaker.
How naive. How
How
naive
are
is
we-
that?
How are we weaker finishing 2 points behind Manchester City going into the 24-25 season? How are we weaker? And people say, yeah, but we're not weaker. Look at Skelly, look at Wanyeri. These were the players he didn't know nothing about. They've been thrown in by default. Because of Saka's injury, he's been rushed through. Because of the complete mess and debacle of the left-hand side and he doesn't trust Kieran Tierney, Skelly's
Whatever
been
reason.
rushed through.
DJ, you made a fantastic comment last night, right, about a protest.
Yeah.
You said it. You said it. Go on, please, about the armory.
Well, I think I said there'd be more of a protest if the armory and the shop closed down than what there would be getting this manager and the board out of the club.
That's it. That's it. There would be.
Because
We
can
can't
you
buy
imagine it?
suits? We can't buy them.
Can you imagine it? Oh shit, me new hoodie. You know, look, me varsity jacket. I can't buy it.
160 quid. Please, I
Let's
just
do
want to
it.
give 180.
Let's get a campaign going to get the shop back open again. Can you imagine it? This
It'd
is
be out
where
of
the
droves.
club's at.
DJ, yeah, you still go, and I admire you for your fact you still go. I personally, I can't be asked to be truthful, right? But you summed it up in one comment, my friend, in the fact that if they shut the armory down, there'd be more protest.
Yeah.
The tourists, and I call them the tourists,
Yeah.
right, can't spend their credit cards in the armory. Yeah. And these aren't real fans. I'm sorry. I'm going to upset people, but that's what I do. Because
Truth hurts, Jez.
I'm proper fucking Arsenal. Right? I sent a stream out last night. You saw it, DJ. Right? The entrance from the East Stand, it showed my front door as a kid.
Exactly, mate. Yeah.
Right?
Right outside.
Right
Right.
opposite the East fucking Stand. Yeah? And these are not real Arsenal fans.
No.
They're tourists. And this is what the club is. It's a brand. And that's what the Cronkies want. It's American football now. They just want to Liverpool won 4-1. But at the end of the day, that's what they want. They don't want you, DJ. They don't want you, Aaron. They don't
I
want
think the problem is with it, though, Jez. I think the problem with it, and I've touched on this before, is that a lot of the teams now, the big teams now, is a French is like it's a business. These owners that own these big teams is a business. However, you've still got to have the right people in positions to run the business properly, and that's from back to front. Now you can run a club like a business, and you can sell the merch all day long. I'm happy for Arsenal to sell loads of merchandise, providing we're winning trophies. I don't give a monkeys what merchandise comes out the shops. If we're winning, if we're doing the business on the pitch, and we've got our priorities in the right place, then that's fine. And this is what a lot of these big clubs do. They spend, they get the money in, but they're still buying the right players in the right areas, and they've still got the right manager in the job. We ain't doing any of it.
Yeah.
So we're running it like a business. We're running it like a business. The Cronkies are earning loads of money, but we still haven't got the right. We still haven't got the right procedures in position. And as I said before, the Cronkies ain't bothered. They know they've got assets in this club. They know they can sell Saka for 120 mil. Yeah. They know they can get 80, 90 mil for Saliba. They know they can get 80, 90 mil for Gabriel. They could even probably, and this pains me to say it, and if Lee's listening, he'd probably go mad, they'd probably get 60, 70 mil for Odegaard. Someone will buy him for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not
So-
lost his value. No, not
No.
loads of it anyway. No,
No,
he's still
but
sellable.
what I'm
is what
saying,
you're saying,
what I'm saying is, guys,
Yeah.
the Cronkies will always come back. The Cronkies will come back and know that they've got assets to sell. So
Yeah.
this is why I can't understand why we haven't strengthened throughout the team, because that's what we need. I said in the summer, we don't only need a striker, we also need an attacking quality midfield player. And when I mean by a attacking mid, who have we got in the centre of the park that's actually an attacking midfield player that runs at players, opens the game up, runs beyond,
No one.
like a Lampard or someone like that, of that ilk, a Gerrard, a Lampard, someone like that.
Like what Aaron Ramsey used to do, didn't he? For
Yeah,
us? He was
yeah.
excellent at that. He was
Yeah,
brilliant.
exactly. We haven't
Yeah.
got it. And although Odegaard's our creative midfield player, he ain't very good at that. You know what I
No.
mean? So
He's not too bad at playing the pass before, is he? But when it comes to, the crunch, he doesn't make that pass. The decisions. I mean, you saw it yesterday when he had the actual opportunity, just like what Kai done at 2-0 for Man City, where he scuffed it wide. Odegaard had that game-changing moment, and he's just got his head down, put his foot through it, and it obviously has just gone completely nowhere near the goal. Well, he hit the outside of the post, but from there,
Yeah.
it's a mile off. It's unforgivable. And this is what my sort of point is when it gets to them moments, and they're the moments that win your titles, they're the moments that get you through a round in a cup. You know what I mean? We are at every single hurdle found wanting. At every hurdle. Do you know why? Because it's a fact. We haven't bloody won anything. So it doesn't matter. Yes, we've had nice clinical moments over the 5 years, but we ain't done none of that.
no.
We haven't.
And another thing that annoys me with a lot of the fan base here is when we are finishing, and I'm not saying all the fan base, so I'm not tying everyone with the same brush. There is a lot of them. When we finish second and we finish fourth, this is why they like this manager, because to them that's success. They treat this manager as if he's taken a team like Southampton, no disrespect to them.
Yeah.
They treat this manager as if he's managed a team like Southampton that's brought them up from the ashes and made them a challenging team. We're Arsenal Football Club. We've won things in the past. We go back history. We go back generations where we've won cups, we've won leagues, we've won in Europe.
We didn't just come out of nowhere, have we, mate? Do you know what I mean?
So he's managing. So when you take over a club like Arsenal, the bar and the expectations should be the next level. It's not as if he's taken over Southampton. If he'd have taken a club like Southampton and got them challenging for the Premiership for the 3 years running, got them into the Champions League, and people say stack him, I'd go, hold on a minute. Look what he's done for Look what he's just done to your club. Bit like Forest. If Forest sacked their manager next season, I'd be going, hang on a minute, he's just got you in the Champions League.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is what the fans are latching onto. They're going, oh, you can't sack Arteta. Look what he's done. No, he's done worse than the previous managers that have brought us success.
And the thing
Make it make sense.
Yeah.
Let's just throw this in the mix, shall we?
Yep.
Arne Slot, Liverpool manager, first season, is now in the League Cup final.
There you go. There you go.
And he's in all 4 competitions. This is his first final. And he's 6 points clear of the Premier League.
With one signing, Chiesa.
Yeah.
And he ain't even played, really, is he?
Have a look, Jez. Have a look. Their goal scorers: Gakpo, Salah. Yeah.
I always make this point, DJB. Yeah, I always make this point about low blocks, right? Everyone faces them. Everyone faces them. One section. Everyone faces. Go on. Sorry, I'll let you go. Go on, Jez. Go on. Go.
Man has just joined, right? Liverpool Football Club, one of the greatest teams in English football. You can't deny that with what they've won. They've won a damn sight more in Europe and League Cups than Arsenal, right? This guy has just walked into the front door of Anfield, right? Just absolutely piped Tottenham 4-0 after
Yeah.
1-0 down.
Yeah,
And then they're going to Wembley.
yeah. And going to win the league, and going to win the Premiership.
As
This
Lee would say, what phase are you in?
manager has got us to 2 League Cup semi-finals and fallen at the last fence.
Well, what's that stat, Jez, that we had yesterday? I don't know who brought it up. Was it you, DJB? Where in the 3 semi-finals Arteta's been in, we only scored 1 goal in them 6 games.
Oh, no,
in them
that
3
was
semi-finals.
someone came in on the chat on that one, my friend.
did
Someone came in on the chat with that one. And Matty picked it up. Yeah, 4 semi-finals and 1 goal or something.
Yeah, a Pepe penalty.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
If you can't read into that, and this geezer cannot perform when it matters, it's all well and good getting out of a crap group stage. I know it was really entertaining in the Champions League this year, but we had every chance of getting through, whether it's 3rd or 8th anyway. But now it's the crunch time. Look what happened. Our arses nearly fell out against Porto last year. You know, we took a penalty shootout.
This is what I'm trying to say. I mean, you know, we're weaker in the Champions League. We scraped through against Porto with a fantastic player, by the way, but he's 40 years of age, and we scraped through against Porto with a 40-year-old centre half at the back.
You got walking stick with him. Pepe at the back. You know what I mean? And he was bossing us.
Jez, Aaron, I've called this before. Whoever we get in that next round of the Champions League, I am not confident over 2 legs we are going through. Whether that's PSV, whether that's Milan, whether that's Juventus, whoever we get, I have got no confidence over 2 legs we are going through. And the reason why is because when we play the away leg, if we don't score enough goals in Europe at home, and when we go away, that stadium will be absolutely bouncing. If you think the stadium St James's Park were bouncing yesterday, when you go in the Champions League, and it's the knockout phase, and what happens? They just crumble. It happened yesterday. The manager crumbles, and then that filters down to the team. Yeah. And one of the things I will say before I quickly let you get in is Saliba. I've heard a lot of comments today about Saliba, and he's been made a little bit of a scapegoat, Saliba, and he didn't have his best game. But listen, that kid owes us nothing. He's been outstanding since he's been at this football club. Yeah. He's entitled to an off game. He's earned that. Yeah. So right. if anyone's ripping into Saliba,
that's bloody right, mate. Well said.
I swear down. Right. We know Real Madrid have been sniffing around, right? Saliba. I wouldn't be at all surprised, Aaron, DJ. Come the summertime, if they come knocking on the door, Real Madrid, right, and said, "Come on, we'll take you," he'll be gone.
Yeah,
but who are we going to replace him with?
Especially after the way this manager, right, fucked him off out the club on loan for whatever reasons, blah, blah, all that, right? This guy's going to say, Real Madrid?
Yeah. Jez, I'll go closer to home to that, guys. I'll go closer to home than that. Van Dijk has not got many seasons left at Liverpool, right? Oh. Apparently this manager is brilliant at man management. Apparently the players absolutely love him. He treats them right. What he does in the changing rooms, I've heard some really good stories about this manager. And I'm not bigging them, I'm no Liverpool fan here, so I'm not bigging them up. I just respect football clubs that do the right thing. Closer to home, if Van Dijk don't sign another contract, teams like Liverpool could come knocking for Gabriel or Saliba.
Yeah.
And if they're winning quadruples, if they're winning Carabao Cups, Champions Leagues, Premierships in his first season, they're thinking, hang on a minute. Yeah, I still want to play in the Premiership. I quite like it. I don't want to go to Real Madrid. I'll give Liverpool a go.
Yeah.
Who's to stop them going now? because they're going to be around for many years. They could even do they're going to be around for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%, mate. Do you know what? It's sort of a worrying thing when you start thinking about things like that, where he could make a move into the Premier League. And sitting there thinking, well, he's already come out and said, I am not one of the best defenders in the world until I win something. I'm so sorry, Bill Saliba. I want you to stay here and retire here, mate. But under this manager, you ain't winning anything. You just ain't. And that yesterday was proof. And it weren't even just one attempt. We had 2 attempts and we were pathetic against Newcastle. And we went out with a whimper. We didn't even just give it a go in the second half. It was pathetic. I was looking at 2 soulless, careless individuals that couldn't give an absolute toss about that badge. Couldn't give a toss about it.
No,
and you know that they didn't, because they put that performance in. They could have run their socks off. And even at the end, even if you did get smashed, they could have still put the effort in, and not even to do that. And we've covered that already, but not even to do that at the end, where people's travelled and stayed overnight in coaches and things like that after they've gone to work or whatever they've done. They put significant effort into their lives, and you can't even just go up there and then bloody acknowledge them. You absolute every single one of every member of Arsenal club that was involved on that day on that coach. You should be ashamed of yourselves.
But this is where we lack a leader, because back in the day of Tony Adams and Patrick Vieira, the manager might have effed off down the tunnel, but the captain would have got hold of those players and dragged them to the away fans.
Right. So do you reckon Vieira would have had that?
Can you imagine Tony Adams and the players not thanking the fans? He would have dragged every single one of them.
I've dropped the link to Gracie May. She wants to drop in.
This is what gets me. We haven't got a leader on the pitch, and this is what affects the games as well. Because you can have bad. Listen, I have no problem with Arsenal having an off day. I have no problem with Arsenal having a bad game, because that's football. You have your good games, you have your bad games. You're not going to compete at top level football and play week in, week out. Even the Invincibles had a hot off day when they drew a couple of games, you know. So you're not going to play at the top level all the time. However, you give yourself the best chance possible to compete. That's what you have to do. You have to give yourself the best chance possible to compete. And if you haven't signed the right players, and you haven't signed the right players to come off the bench to do that, you're not going to compete. You're not going to give yourself a chance. So when you have a bad game, when you do have a bad game, all these problems come to a head. And that's how it is at the moment, guys. Yeah.
And it's not changing anytime soon. Gracie, no. I'm gonna jump you in. Thank you very much for coming on. It's a pleasure to see you.
That's right.
Again, I hope you're all well, healing up well. Arsenal, it's yours. The show's yours, my dear.
Getting there. Well, I'll talk for 2 minutes and then we have to go, because I've literally just got home after I think the longest evening of my existence. But it's just disappointing, you know, coming off the back of a really good City win, which I did count us out a little bit for. I didn't think we'd go that far against them, but you know, I spoke to Jez before the game, before Newcastle yesterday, and we were saying how difficult it is. You know, St James's Park, already 2-0 down. It's not looking good, but then for us to be so sloppy defensively and up front after coming off the back of the biggest win, it's like our heads were already in Dubai. And I said it at the start of the game. I said, we're not in this game. We don't care. And you could tell we didn't care, because you look at our performances in the Premier League, and then you look at our performances in things like the Carabao Cup, and they're 2 different teams, but it's the same team. And it's just that mentality of, we don't want to win this, so we're not going to put any effort in. Our focus is the Premier League and the Champions League. And you know, you shouldn't count yourself out for any competition, but that's how it comes across, is, oh, well, we don't want this cup. This is just a bonus that we're in it. You could tell by our performances in the FA Cup as well. So I think it's very clear on our focus, but you should be world-class teams compete in every competition and they fight for every trophy. That's just how it works. You know, just because you know, you don't see Liverpool just pushing for the Premier League. No, they're pushing for everything else as well. So, you know, it's annoying. We're out of all our domestic cups, and now it's the Champions League and the Premier League. But we can't be putting performances like that in, because it's just, at the end of the day, it's gonna bring down that team
We're
morale.
seeing
and
too many of them, aren't we? These type of
Yeah.
performances. That's the
yeah,
issue.
it's
Seeing too many of
half-assing it
them.
and just expecting to win, or it's like we already expected to lose, coming off the bat. So we didn't bother. 2-0 down, they've probably gone into it thinking, well, you know, probably not going to win this. So why put everything we've got? And now we're stuck with more injuries. That's it.
Yeah.
Because we're not playing well. This is where mistakes happen. It's where injuries happen as well. We're getting bullied off the ball because we're not trying. So we're down more and more, and our team's getting thinner and thinner, and we've signed nobody. So we've only got ourselves to blame at the end of the day. I don't care who we're going for in the summer. Try go for them now. What's the difference? Or we might get a bit cheaper. Well, if you want to win, spend the money. Everyone else does. So, we've got plenty of it. So let's use it and crack on. I mean, what are we now? We're 6 points behind Liverpool.
Yeah, with that game in hand, isn't it?
With a game in hand. So we're literally counting on them to drop points and counting on ourselves to win games. We can't afford to lose or draw now. It's like crunch time. It's that point in the season where you're either going to make or break your season, and you can see that in other teams. Forest looking sharp. You've got to watch out for them. Liverpool are having a great season, so it's just fortunate that City aren't having a good season. Otherwise, they'll be right back up as well. But they can creep back up. They're not going to win the title, but it doesn't mean they're not going to fight for places. So see what happens, really.
Yeah. I've just put the link in the chat just quickly if anyone else did want to jump on. You want to welcome. I don't know how to pin it, but go on, boys.
I just wanted to say, Racy, the man up just above you there is DJ, right? His family were in Avenel Road. Your granddad and parents were in Gillespie Road.
Yeah.
Right. So there's a big link up because my sister knew his Linda, right, in Avenel Road.
My auntie.
His auntie. So there's every chance that your granddad, who lived in Gillespie Road, knew his family.
Probably.
It's a
probably.
Small world. It's a
small world, guys. Yeah. Small world, and we're all red. Can I just say I've got to go, guys, because I've got to do loads of paperwork. I was on with Jez, but Aaron, thank you very much for the opportunity, and I'm always willing to support your channel, mate. Hello, Normski, total legend. The worrying thing about it is now, Gracie touched on it with the injuries. Is we've got Martinelli out with a possible hamstring. I've heard that he could be out for sort of 6 weeks. So again, we're only another injury away for complete and utter disaster. This squad is so thin, it's unbelievable. And there's no strikers in place now. So all we're going to be doing, I believe, is just seeing the season out, just running the clock down. That's all we're going to be doing. The games are going to come and go, and we're just going to be running the clock down. If Liverpool beat Everton, they're 12 points clear. They're not dropping that many points. They're only getting better as the season goes on. Every time I watched a glimpse of them tonight, they've battered Spurs. They've absolutely battered Spurs. I'm not kidding you. They've done what is meant to be done to a very, very poor team. And we scraped across the line and got 3 points at the Emirates when we played them. Yeah. In fact, Spurs could have even nicked a draw if they really took their chances. But, I mean, they have absolutely put them to the sword. So they're only getting better. So the Premiership's gone. It's just sad, guys. I just feel let down by the club. I feel let down. I'll tell you what it's like. It's like meeting the lady or your partner of your dreams, and you're waiting with the priest to be married, and they don't turn up. Do you know what I mean? It's just like you just think, hang on a minute, what's going on? Do you know what I mean? I just
It's
feel
it's
so let down.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But anyway, guys, thank you very much. Appreciate it all.
Legend.
Love
You are
to Gracie,
more than
thank
welcome.
you. Normski, legend. Sorry, mate, I've got to bounce. I'm not
Don't
being
worry,
rude.
mate. Don't worry, mate.
Aaron,
Yep.
as I said, if you get the number off of Jez and that, if ever you want me on, if I'm around, I'm
man.
willing to help. Yeah.
Platforms
care,
like
guys.
this are always welcome to you, brother. You know that, mate.
Yeah, top man.
I'm gonna
Top
bounce
legend.
as well.
Yep. You big
I'm
up, my
off
dear.
out
It's
as
always
well
good
because
to
I
see
need to
you.
get out of uniform. I'm sick of it.
Keep the faith, guys. Keep the faith. Take care, guys.
That's all we can do. That's all we can do.
Okay, mate. Take care.
Cheers,
Take care,
Jez.
boys.
Take care, mate.
Bro.
Normski,
Yes, my friend.
let's bring you in, my friends. You've been waiting there. Yesterday, man. Just round it all up. What did you think of that absolute crap, brother?
I'm recovering from yesterday, mate. Absolutely knackered. When I went to work, mate, and I just kicked all day, basically. But it had to be done. You know what? We need the therapy, mate. When you see the way we played yesterday, you need to get it out of your system. And there's a lot of stuff, that's going wrong with this club. And unfortunately, we know the story. We know what's going to happen. We go and lose the game, and then the PR process machine kicks into gear. So here's Exhibit 1. Can you see that?
Sort of. Yeah.
You see him? Can you see him? Can you see that?
Okay. Yeah. Who's that? Gabriel, yeah.
Look, no, see this. So who's that? Who's that? That's Gabriel, isn't it?
Yeah.
And who's this?
Bukayo, yeah. Obviously gone, obviously. And I think they included Ben White as well,
Yeah, oh yeah, they were walking to the thing. But what you got to understand is about the old subconscious. Yeah, Aaron, it's about the subconscious because they put this out there now to give you the feel-good factor. Oh, Saka is on his feet. He's going to Dubai. Yeah, they're going to start pushing the narrative about him, possibly coming back, in March, you know what I mean? Because he was, Arteta was questioned about it. He says he doesn't know, but he's going on the plane. We was told, and doctors that have dealt with this kind of injury have said, when did he get injured? Was it sort of like December? I'm just trying to think of when he got injured. They were saying
it's there or thereabouts, isn't it?
Right, so late, they were saying 3 to 6 months. Okay, so you're going to take time to recover. So if that's December, January, February, we're looking towards the end of the season. But because of the situation with the injuries with Martinelli, we're dropping like flies now. And as we talk about internal solutions, and it's a great IT company. So everybody wants to, if anybody wants to know about IT, well, listen,
internal solutions, guys.
Mikel Arteta is your man. And he's going to have to coach his way out of this. I mean, tonight I watched Liverpool against Tottenham, and it was men against boys. And if you think that we have any chance of catching this team, you can forget it, mate. Yeah, because the football that these guys play, total efficient football, they progress the ball from back to front. It's not complicated. When they play football, there's no complication. It's a well-coached, well-drilled side. Yeah.
Sorry.
And for me, Arne Slot, we're going to ask the question, what phase is he in? Yeah. What phase is he in? Do you know what I mean? This man is in no phase. The only phase he's in is that he knows how to coach a team. He's taken over a quality side. And, we have this notion or narrative, from people that, our Slot has taken over a world-class team, yeah? And I keep throwing it back in their face. Well, 2 seasons ago, we was finishing above them. So how comes they weren't world-class then? Yeah, because we always like to move the goalposts to suit our narrative. Or when I say our narrative, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Just another excuse as to why we can't go any further than what we can. Second place is that's what it is. Second place is where we are at. Yeah, and the hierarchy are happy with that. They're happy with us finishing top 4 as long as they get their money. You've seen the stuff that's coming out from AFC stuff, concerning Jason Ato, that this guy, he looks like he could end up getting the job.
Yeah,
they're already talking about the summer. They already talked about, you know, they're looking at certain players and whatnot. This is what happens, because what they want you to do is forget about what happened, that disgusting display that we saw the other day. Absolutely disgusting display. Yes, it was yesterday. Yeah. You know, these guys, yeah, their heads was already in Dubai. Yeah. And they have the cheek of it. Yeah. You know, you got hard-earning people going up to Newcastle. They probably didn't get back to the early hours of the morning. And the next day, these guys jumping on a plane. And you mark my words, they're going to be pushing out the PR machine, yeah, to bring that feel-good factor.
Oh, 100. I'm surprised they've not gone there with a new line of merch, another new one on there, just so they could get. Yeah, oh, but they probably have. Yeah,
that's what it's going to be, mate. You know what I mean? But we got, as fans, we you know, we got to see through all of this rubbish. Yeah, the stuff that the media puts out. You know what I mean? Because they work closely together. Sky, the whole lot of them, they're all colluded. You know, colluding together on this. And the thing about it, because we're pointing it out, yeah, they don't like to hear that. They'd rather have their heads in the sand. If you challenge them on that, you know what I mean, we're termed as negative fans. Do you know what I mean? We're just speaking truth. As I said last night on Lee's stream, yeah, everybody on this panel, if Arteta goes and does the unthinkable and goes and wins the league, are we going to turn and go, oh, I'm not happy about that? No, we're going to be, listen, mate, I'm going to be cheering to the rafters, mate. So, you know, nobody's going to tell me how I can celebrate. Nobody can tell me I'm a flip-flop or nothing like that, because I've kept it. What I'm trying to say, at the end of the day, if he proves me wrong, if he proves Jez wrong, he proves you wrong, he proves Lee wrong, and whoever it is, he proves us wrong, then we just hold our hands up. No problem. Everybody's
exactly. Do you know why? Because we're fully grown adult people.
Exactly.
Just remember, because we're adults, we can have an actual debate without losing our minds or getting a little bitchy about it. I don't really understand why it's so hard to just be able to disagree with someone in a conversation about it. But these lot take it another whole bit too far, mate. It's absolutely madness.
Yeah,
it is, isn't it? Yeah, Macy, that might help you out, mate. I don't know why it's not letting you jump in, but it's absolutely madness, mate. One of the things I did want to jump to, because I haven't had the chance to talk about it yet, because yeah, we've just, it's flying so far today, is that captain coward Martin Odegaard. What is he all about, right? Now, people are telling me, yeah, this geezer is world class. World class means you can get into any team, walk straight back into Real Madrid's team, apparently. This geezer, I'm telling you, what has happened to him, right? So 2 years ago, when everyone got this mega money contract pay rises that they don't deserve, he scored, what did he, 10, 15 or something like that. They were all non-penalty goals. So I remember everyone going, oh yeah, he's broke the record with non-penalty goals from midfield. Since that season, almost every single shot that he's had has not only been pathetic, but it's been depressing to watch. Half of them just miserably just bounce along the blades of grass. And if they're not doing that, they're going miles away. Have you even seen him put a decent shot on target?
Yeah.
Like, that hasn't been one of them tap-ins. What's happened to this geezer? Or is it just a collective thing that they're all falling off a cliff? Because Martinelli's, like I always say about him, he's fell off a cliff and then into an infinite manhole. He's just still falling, the geezer. But now we give him 180 grand a week.
I've got a bounce. I've got a bounce.
Yeah, Jez. No worries, bro. No worries. It's a pleasure to have you. Shout the channel out. My older word, people will probably be watching it on there. I forgot about that.
Everybody knows where I am anyway. Nolski.
Yeah, bro.
Legend. Aaron.
Big up, man.
Thanks for having me on. Got a bounce.
Got
an early start tomorrow. And take care, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Great show. And catch you all later, boys.
No problem,
man.
bro.
Big up. Big up.
Take care.
All right, take it easy, mate.
Normski, what's your take?
Yeah.
Martin Odegaard, mate. Martin Odegaard. What's your take on this geezer? Because all I see is a fella that can make a somewhat of a pass, but when it needs to be the pass, he doesn't make it. He cuts back. He never beats his man. He sideways passes. He doesn't impact the game whatsoever. And just the only time where you just think, come on, Martin, change this game around. It's at 0-0 after we've just had a scare from that Isak goal. We've just had that scare, and then he goes and does that. It's them chances you have to be taking. Teams that are going to win the Premier League take that. Teams that win cup competitions take that chance. They
Yeah.
just do. There's no way about it. If that had been Liverpool, whoever that ball would have fell to, whoever, because it was a clutch little moment that can
Yeah.
swing the game around. Whoever it was, that was a goal, wasn't it? And
Yeah,
then that's going to happen the other end. It just is, isn't it?
They're putting their foot through it. They're putting their foot through it. Yeah. And it's funny enough, I was watching Curtis with Dan Potts, and they were actually talking about like the front three. It's like Martinelli, Trossard, Odegaard. It's like they're frightened to hit the ball. It's like they pass in. A lot of the times, when a shot is to be taken on, they're literally. How many times have we seen it where they've literally passed the ball to the keeper, or if they're heading something, rather than head it either side of the keeper, they've just headed it straight at him. I'm thinking, when you're in that box, one, you have to take shots with conviction. Yeah, he takes far too many touches, right? Odegaard, he takes far too many touches. He does this little jiggly dance. I don't know what it is. You notice it. You've seen him live, and like
weird.
I don't know what it is. It's like, and that sometimes in a key game, that extra touch, hit
that
it
every 5 seconds.
Yeah, because sometimes you're watching it on TV and you don't actually realize how quick the game is, right? And so sometimes it's like you got to get that ball out your feet quick. Like for argument's sake, when he's on his game, which is very rare because it seems to be, and a lot of people are going to say, "Oh, don't talk about Martin like that." But
why they get so defensive?
I don't know, because I've seen better midfielders than him. I'm sorry, I've seen better midfielders than him, and the thing about him, yes, he had that purple patch a couple of seasons ago when Martinelli was scoring goals. What's the name? Saka was scoring goals.
Yeah.
They're all banging them in. They were great, but it didn't lead to nothing because all we keep hearing is stats about how many goals you scored and blah blah this, blah blah this. But it never ever leads to anything. And this is a story of Arsenal. Everything that's based on stats or whatever it is. Yeah, we scored the most amount of goals. And we did this, did that. It never ever leads to nothing. Okay, I want that in the day. Look, we could go for a season, right? And if we played all our games and scored 38 goals and won 1-0. Yeah, what does that tell you? It means that we win the league, we go unbeaten, and we scored 38 goals. Yeah, that means we got a great defense, right? Yeah, but we're boring Arsenal because we scored 1 goal and we get 38 goals and we win the league. Yeah, but that's not the reality, is it? Yeah. You're going to come up with. And the other thing that it was really interesting watching that game yesterday. I was asking myself the question. You may have asked yourself the question: is that how is it that Bournemouth, can go to St James's Park and put 4 past them, or Fulham go up there and put 2 past them? 2 on the bounce, 6 goals. And this is why there's levels when it comes to tactics and coaching. And as we all know, that what's the name? How he's got what's his name's number? Full stop. He's got his number. And
absolutely, Eddie Howe you're on about, yeah.
Yes, funny enough,
he's holding his pocket like that, like in Prison Break, and it just walking around holding his pocket like his little bitch. Yeah. It just is.
Eddie's got his number, and on every occasion, I think Jez asked the question yesterday, like, what did you notice between the first leg and the second leg? He played exactly the same. He let us have the ball, yeah, and he knows that we don't have the quality to break down. He's worked out that we do not have the quality to break down a low block or mid block, yeah, and especially for a team that does it well. And Newcastle do it well. So this shows you the level of coaching. So you've got Silva, who goes up to Newcastle, right, and what they do is Fulham let Newcastle have the ball, right? And Fulham hit them on the. Sorry, Fulham. Who was I just talking about?
Bournemouth, wasn't it?
Fulham.
Fulham,
Fulham let them have the ball. I'll talk. Yeah, Fulham at the same with Bournemouth. They let them have the ball. Yeah, and they just hit Newcastle on the break. Yeah, that's what they did. But when it comes to us, yeah, they let us have the ball, and then at the end of the day, we couldn't break them down, and you saw the amount of space that was left behind. Yeah, he was asking Skelly to push up, And that first time when thankfully he was offside, ball over the top, there was so much space in the flanks. There was so much space.
Ridiculous, wasn't it?
And surely Arteta's seen that and he's not adjusting to it. And
He's too slow with everything, bruv. He's Nomsky. He's sorry to cut you there, but he's just so slow with everything. His in-game tactics are probably the worst I've ever seen. The subs are usually like for like at best, and because we haven't got a squad, the players that he brings on like for like are guaranteed worse. Raheem Sterling, proof is in the pudding there, isn't it? You think, and it's not even just that. He wants to take over every little asset at the club, right? So let's just even talk about transfers and players and injuries and things. 2 years ago, Bill Saliba got injured, and it was part of exactly what happened, what went wrong there. We were crap defence when he went, and we ultimately bottled the title. That was 2 years ago. We still ain't even signed a backup right centre back to replace him.
Yeah,
it's only 2 years' time, and guess what? It's nearly happened again when he got injured. And you're sitting there thinking, oh yeah, it was 2 years ago he done that. He's not learning. It's taking him 2 years to.
We've doing this right centre back, right footed centre back. We haven't.
Yeah. How did he not find one? It ruined our fucking season, Normski. It's not as if it was a tiny missable bit, is it?
Yeah.
It ruined the season.
They actually, funny enough, it was funny enough. It came up on my timeline. They showed that game when we went to Man City and they slapped us, and Rob Holding got that consolation goal. Yeah, of all people, the one to let us down, Rob Holding. Yeah, you're bringing in Rob Holding, who now can't even get in the Crystal Palace side. I don't know if they got rid of him. Yeah,
I think so. I heard links. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? This guy came to us in 2016 from Bolton for what, 2 million? That was a Wenger signing.
Yeah,
it's crazy, absolutely crazy. But and just with the striker situation, I mean, Robbie Fowler came out. I don't know if it was today or what, and he basically said, I've got the thing here. He said, like, legendary Liverpool striker Robbie Fowler does not think that #Arsenal can win titles with Kai Havertz, as the main striker. Because if he's being honest, Havertz is not my cup of tea. I think he's okay. He might come back to bite me, but if your team with real aspirations of winning the Premier League and the Champions League, then you need someone better than Kai Havertz. And it says in that the focal striker or point of view, and he goes, he's okay. He'll do a job every now and then, and I don't think he's been as consistent as you'd probably like him to be. And that that's from a legendary striker, that's a striker to another striker saying, guys, this guy is not a striker, and you've decided that you're going to stick with this guy. You're going to die. He's going to die on that hill. Arteta.
Oh, 100%. He's dying already, Norms.
He's dying.
He's nearly slid all the way down that sword, mate. You know what I mean? He's nearly laying flat on the ground. That's how low he's slid on that sword.
And because he's so stubborn with it, and he has to justify why he needs to play him. That's why when he keeps talking about profile players and he can't find the right profile, what he's looking for is a player that's not going to disrupt, the continuity of the side. He doesn't want him to play. He doesn't mind him if he comes off the bench. That's why we're probably linked with Sesko. But I don't think Sesko is good enough, because the most amount of goals he's scored is 14 goals in a season. And that's him coming off the bench. How is Sesko going to take us to the next level?
It'll take us to some form of level, because Havertz is that bad. But Havertz ain't. He's not setting the bar that high, is he? He's not. Havertz don't set the bar that high, so it's easy to get a better striker than Havertz. How easy? You can fucking re-sign Eddie Nketiah and it be an improvement, for fuck's sake. It's madness.
And this is the frustrating thing. When we need to, and this has been an ongoing thing. This is not just under Arteta. Because look how long we've been crying out for a defensive midfielder. Right? We could have got Kante. We went and got Granit Xhaka. Do you know what I mean? This is something that's been going. And at the end of the day, everybody is going to say that the Kroenkes have backed Arteta, and he's probably the most backed manager in terms of money. But Arteta's not spent well. He's not spent well, and maybe the owners are turning around and saying, "Look, you've got a guy that's got an ACL injury that's on 260k a week. You've got Kai Havertz, your highest paid a player who's meant to be, who was brought in as an attacking midfielder, yeah, but didn't work in that area, and then all of a sudden you stumbled.
That plan failed very quickly, didn't it?
Failed very quick. Yeah, that's maybe
Very
why.
quick.
That's probably why they got the Dubai again, to rediscover, right, for him to come back and do it. No, but you're gonna have fans. No, Aaron, you're gonna have fans thinking like that. You're gonna have fans thinking like that. And this is the sorry thing about it. And this all stems back. It's not even about the January window. Yeah. Because as you say, you was given money to go and strengthen that particular position, and you decide that you're going to go and get a defender who's barely fit, and Mikel Moreno. Now, I was looking at Mikel Moreno, yeah, right?
He's pathetic, he is.
Right.
Submarino, I always call him, because he's got the turning circle one.
I've got his transfer information. Now, this is Arteta's talent ID, okay? So, Mikel Moreno, yeah? I'm not even going to go back to... I'm going to start from when the transfer started. So he went from Dortmund. He went from Osasuna, yeah, to Dortmund for 3.75 million euros. Right, 3.75 million euros. Yeah, he was then loaned to Newcastle in 2017-18 season, 3 million euros. All right, he was then the loan ended in 2018 June. Yeah, and then Newcastle.
Trying to get it up for you.
Yeah, if you can get that up, the transfer. Yeah,
right. Bear with us 2 seconds. I'll add it to the stage. 2 seconds.
Let's scrutinize these players, these bodies. Yeah, because he says he doesn't want to just bring in bodies. Yeah, he wants people that's going to come in. Right. Let's deal with this, mate. Let's deal with this. Right. So if you go down to
Football London, Jesus Christ. So we've got what we're saying, stats there, innit? We want to go on.
Yes, if you go down to
on all seasons,
transfer history, scroll down to transfer history.
Whereabouts is that?
That's at if you just scroll down the page.
There, transfers there. Or does it go straight down, is it? Let's have a little look.
Yeah,
here we go.
There you go.
Yeah.
So it's right in front of us. So let's examine this guy. Now, typical Arsenal, yeah. What do we go and do? So, as I said, Dortmund, they loaned him for free, sold him for 3 million. I think it was 3 million to Newcastle, 7 million to Newcastle, yeah.
And he was shit.
And then they kept him. They kept him for, was it 1 season?
Yeah. Yeah, because he's gone back in 18, yeah.
Sold him back to Real Sociedad for 12 million euros. Right, and then he spent about 4 years or so Real Sociedad before Mikel Arteta thinks, okay, I can revive this guy's career. All right, look at them. Look at how he's a 28-year-old, probably a year left on his contract. Yeah, and just because he scored a goal in the Euros, yeah, then all of a sudden this guy's on our radar, and we're now paying 32 million euros. And
it's embarrassing.
You keep hearing this thing as well, Aaron, right? They keep saying this thing. I hear it a lot on sort of other big, accounts where they say, we haven't seen. There's that's it. He's 28 years old. And now I would expect if we'll say an 18, 19-year-old, I'll say, there's a player that's it's in him, yeah. Not for a player that's 28 that has played in the Premier League. And it's not been good for Newcastle. That's why they got rid of him. Yeah. And for me, they look at this and say, there's a player in him. So they're going to use the excuse that he hasn't settled, because, he didn't have a pre-season, right? Plus, he got injured. So you've got to give him time. So we know what's going to happen. He's going to be with us till next season. He's probably signed about 3 or 4 year contract. Yeah. So that will take
150k a week, Normski. This is what I was saying earlier in my show, yeah? How will we've just teleported ourselves back to 2019, yeah? And obviously by that, again, I'll say it again, because we was there with our whole team were crap. Not only were crap, they were overpaid crap and aging. Now look what we're stuck with. Havertz on nearly 300k. Injured Jesus nearly on 300k. We've got Mourinho 150, Zinchenko 150. You can just go and go and go. And earlier on I brought up the... Did I bring up the wage? I don't know. I can't quite remember. But either way, we're just full of them. Mikel Moreno, we took 2 months to sign that geezer. At the start of the window, Mikel Moreno come out and said, I've supported Arsenal all my life. I only want Arsenal. Sociedad said at the start of the window, all right, yeah, you have him. Why did it take 2 months? He's 28 years old with 1 year left on his deal, done absolutely nothing in the game, and we've given 35 M's for
He
it.
was what? He was
Negotiating by a carrier pigeon and putting a stamp on it, putting a little waxed seal. Like, whoo, here,
Yeah.
go negotiate. What's that take 2 months to do that?
He
for?
was third. He was third choice.
Come
He was
on,
third
man.
choice. I think he was third or fourth choice.
And it
Yeah.
took us 2 months to do it, though. Look, this is what I'm talking about, Nomsky. It's pathetic.
Yeah.
That transfer, dealings, everything around it, it's pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. And what's he doing now? Mikel Submarino, because he turns like one. Here he is. He's still going, and he's still fucking going.
Well,
They've scored by the time he makes a 360. Oh, look, he's made it back round. It's ridiculous. He's finally got back round. That geezer he is an absolute shambles. That will go down as one of the worst transfers in recent Arsenal
But
history.
if you look as well, Aaron, if you look as well, yeah, the players that came off the bench yesterday.
Big up, you know.
Yeah, big up,
Yeah.
as we say.
You're funny, man.
The thing, yeah, yesterday, yeah, and this just shows how bad our transfer business is, because you have 3 players. We're going to play the most important game of our life, yeah, barring we've got injuries and that, yeah, but you've got 3 of your signings in the summer on the bench. Those signings that you bought, I thought they were there to improve the side and take the side to the next level. So you've got Calafiori on the bench, you've got Mikel Moreno on the bench, and you've got Raheem Sterling on the bench. The one that
Come and score 4 goals and get us back in the game, please. Calafiori and Moreno.
Right. So if you have spent that amount of money on them and they're spending most of the time coming off the bench, what does that tell you? You've just bought a squad players and you've paid over the odds for them. That's what you've done.
Yeah, look at this. Let me get this up, Normski, as well. I'll get the wages up. The only thing annoying with this website is it's really good, but it's absolutely littered with with things. Yeah. That's all right. Bear with us for 2 seconds. Let me have a little look, see what it looks like for you guys. Oh, it's not so bad. So yeah, this is all the wages. Bear with us. I've not used this, so I don't really know how to zoom in. Just bear with us for 2 seconds, people. I will get that going. Right, yeah, here's look, just add city, bitch. Right, here, look at all of these. Look at our wages. This is all the first team squad. Kai Havertz, 280k. He's still got until 2018 on that salary. The remaining salary, you can see it over there, £58 million. £58 million we've got left to pay Kai Havertz. Basically, his transfer fee just to him, to just have him do that. Just for him to Eeyore all over the place. Just for him to miss sitter after sitter. Just for him to lay down on the ground for about 80 minutes of the 90. It's ridiculous. And then here we go. The joke continues, doesn't it? Obviously, 1 down, Gabriel Jesus. Still got to pay him 40 million quid. And he's just been in the hospital of Arsenal for the whole entire duration of it. And when he's there, he hasn't scored for a year. So he's either been in hospital or he's been out of form.
Yeah.
Oh, but we're giving him 265k a week for that. Martin Odegaard, 240. He was on about 80. He had 1 decent season. Oh, I'll tell you what, you're worth 3 times that. You're not even giving him 150 as the next step. Give him about 150 as that next step, and then go, Martin, you do that again next season and the season after, you'll be on 250, son. Then you're like, fair enough. Oh, what happens? He falls off a cliff. Oh, but I'm still earning 240 grand a week, though. Declan Rice, everything was overpriced in that price. Declan Rice, we got him half price. Leave it out. He's a brilliant midfielder, but we didn't bloody get him half price. Let's get that right. And then you obviously got Thomas Partey. You know, he probably, when we signed him, was worth the 200k. Let's face it, injuries. It's just been a bit of a shame on him. Bukayo Saka absolutely deserves that. Same with Bill Saliba. But then you get down to Martinelli, 180. Yeah, just like Odegaard, carbon copy. He had that great season. He was on 30. Norms, chat. Anyone who wants to watch on backup, he was on 30k. And they've gone and give him 180. No one was in for him. You know, you can understand if Real Madrid and Man City and Barcelona and Barcelona are like, yeah, we want him. Now you're like, you need 180. Here is a blank check. No one was in for him. Oh, but just 10 times your wage, mate. Why are we doing this to ourselves? We're banking on one season. How many players have we seen have one season wonders in that?
Who does the negotiations? Is it Richard Garlick?
Yeah.
So
Like
he's
them and a whole fucking gaggle of morons. Like, it's madness, Norms.
Mate, Raheem Sterling, obviously we're paying part of his wages, so it's
Yeah.
2,000. So yeah, I mean,
Ben White, you know, he's turned out to be okay-ish for that value, sturdy. But look, Zinchenko, he's come, he's got injured, he had one half decent season, and he's just not even been there.
What was he on before?
Who's that? Sorry,
Zinchenko. What was he on before?
No, this is his start sign, isn't it? What, Man City. I've done this before.
I'm sure it's 40,000.
Yeah. I don't want to mess around. I was going to say 30,000 myself. You're right.
I remember you going through this. Through this. It was either you or Matt. I can't remember Southern Guna, but I remember they were showing what they were on previous, and then they've had he's had like a 5 times. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. For what? For the mentality. For the mentality. We've signed him and he's going to bring the winning mentality. What did he bring then? Because we didn't win anything. So we've given him from 30 grand, we've given him 150 grand. So we've given him 120 grand a week for the mentality and he ain't done anything. What mentality was that? Sulking.
How has Mikel Moreno
one game when he was there, he celebrated. Oh, we love him. Here is 120 grand above your salary. Come on, what are we doing here? Then let's go down to Marino. I thought it was 150. It's 130. I mean, he was probably on 30s at Sociedad. Why are we going? No one else wants you, mate. Not even your club wants you. But I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll put 100 grand on your wages.
Oh my God!
Copy and paste Calafori.
More money than Gabriel Magalhaes. That's mad.
Yeah. Mate. Let me just quickly. Sorry, I took off that page. Give me 1 second. I'll go back to that. Yeah. Look how undervalued Gabriel Magalhaes is on 100k. That's the best deal in the Premier League. That they've got him only set on 100k. And you've got Zinchenko on 50% more than you. What is that all about? You've got Calafiori earning more money than you. Jorginho earning more money than you. But Black Tinnies, you know, he deserves that. Takahiro Tomiyasu. Who? Tomiyasu? When's the last time we see Tomiyasu? Who?
You're taking the dog.
I don't even know when. It's not that I don't know what game he played last. I don't even know what season he played last.
What game did he come back for? And he lasted about 6 minutes.
5 minutes more than I thought we were going to get, Norms. I don't know what it was. We think, here we are. He's back. He's always a week away, isn't he? He's a week away. He's back in training. He's a week away again, is he?
Yeah.
I've never known anything like it. The week injury lasts about fucking 2 years. And you know, you got Timber there as well. You know, Raya, that's not bad wage considering he's half decent. Timber, that's decent. 90. Trossard I said he'd been a little bit pissed at first, but 90k, you know, 120s if he was to sign a new deal there or thereabouts, that should be it. Look at this geezer, the goalkeeper that decides to try and save the ball 10 yards outside his penalty box in his only and will be only his ever game for Arsenal. Woo, hello, Jesus Christ, you're about 10 yards away, mate. What you trying to do? Get sent off. And then Kivior, who probably ain't even worth the 8. But look at all of that. And Lee's said this a couple of times. You've got only 3 players.
On average, players are overpaid. As you rightly said, Aaron, we've gone back to 2019. And the problem that we're going to have is come the summer, we're going to find it difficult to get rid of these players, you know. Yeah, because think about the amount of players that we got out on loan as well. You know, they've got to come back. Yeah. They got to come back, mate. You know what I mean? We heard it already. Yeah, there's a war chest. Yeah, that's been thrown out there now. You know what I mean? We've done bad in there. We're out of 2 cups, and now there's a war chest. Big up sentiments, we say, brother. But there's a war chest out there. And they're gonna
war chest.
That's what
it still put hand me down from Wenger's war chest, was it? You remember that? You'd see it on the front page of the Sun with a little pirate with a couple of gold coins. Always got the war chest.
Oh, mate.
The mythical war chest he never spent.
Yeah. I mean, these guys, they do it all the time, don't they? They do it all the time. I mean, it was famous for saying that. It was John Cross, wasn't it? Was it John Cross that used to because he was like
one of them.
But he's a bit quiet at the moment. He's been criticising the club a little bit. So maybe they just thought, yeah, you get to the side now. You know, we only want Ornstein and those people that are gonna, you know, big up the club and whatever they're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Giving
Yeah,
scrub,
mate.
yeah, mate.
It's got to that point now though, mate. Yeah, like even with like the likes of like Fab, I know he's still the most reliable source and things like that for transfers, but they're all taking all now that he's proper big. He don't even really need to graft and get all the news now, does he? Because all
No,
of his
no,
filtered news.
it's just regurgitating stuff.
Yeah, exactly
That's
right.
what it is now.
He's made, isn't he? Now he can just go,
Yeah.
oh yeah, and just repost that. He's done. He don't
Yeah.
need to graft. And to
Yeah.
be fair to him, you know what I mean. I know it's no one. We're not paying him for the service. Do you know what I mean? He's giving out free content. If he's raking out loads of money out of it,
Yeah.
well, I don't really agree with it. But I mean, fair dues. Instead of him working ridiculous hours a week, getting one hour of sleep a day, now you can just put your feet up. What would you choose and earn the same amount of money or more? Well, I'm going to kick him back and all. Isn't it? No one's paying for it. All of us ain't paying for it. Do you know what I mean? It is what it is. Well, like that Prawnstein.
A lot of it is just so much rumors, isn't it? There's so much rumors, and unfortunately, the day and age that we live in the social media, that soon as that, you only have to put a little thing out there, and you know what I mean. It depends who's going to pick up and you tweet it out.
They probably don't they? Especially this fan base. They see one thing and they just go all out. They're like Inspector Gadgets, aren't they? Do you remember when we should have signed Isaac? And I think you just had a little trip to London once. They were getting numbers when the car was manufactured. Well, right. I mean, Jesus Christ, that's like high-level stalking, mate. You'll do 3 years inside Nick, you will, for that. You'll be instructed if you show that
it's weird behaviour. It's weird behaviour. Do you know what I mean? It's a level of desperation. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, when you know it ain't gonna happen, but they're just hanging on to just that little, you know, sliver of hope. You know what I mean? And that's what it's, and that is with Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? It's that sliver of, you know, when have we ever gone out and got a real marquee signing? Listen, Declan Rice, we want to pay 105 million. It's not really worth 105 million. Come on, yeah. In my eyes, he's a good player. He's not world class, and we haven't got no world class players. We haven't. We ain't got no world. You know what I mean? We haven't got no world class players, man. So, you know, it's frustrating. You know, when you watch Arsenal, you know, and if somebody said to me in 2004, when we won, you know, the Premier League, gone unbeaten and everything, that in 2021 we will not have won a title, I'll be going, no way, absolutely no way.
You never dreamed of it.
But what's happening? Wenger sold up all the assets, and when I'm talking about assets, I'm talking about the football assets, because the stadium was all sorted out and everything, He decided he was going to go away and play the kind of ticky-tacky football, even change even the profile of the players. When I say the profile, you know what I mean? Because
they went from up here, didn't they?
Strong players, about to like the you know, the diminutive player, you know, the Klebs and you know, obviously Fabregas was there in that. But and that's why we had that old soft belly. We was known as soft belly. You know what I mean?
Because we did have one. It was just as simple as that.
Yeah, literally. We'd go up to Blackburn and they'll tickle us and go, yee. But
where's that belly going?
Yeah, no.
That's all we dismantled that team too quick, Norms. Dismantled that too quick. You think we was invincible in 2004. By 2005, we obviously Patrick Vieira's last kick in the FA Cup. Yeah. He went to Juve for what was it, like 12, 14, 15 mil or whatever it was. Thierry Henry then went for 16 mil. We shipped we didn't re-sign Pires, did we? We didn't want to give him a 2-year deal, so he went to Villarreal. Ashley Cole obviously went to Chelsea. Within like 2 years.
Did he play for Villa as well?
He came back. I think he had a stint in the Indian League or something like that, and then came back and had under Rafael Benitez. I think that was.
I was just trying to he had a little stint with Villa, but which is strange. And I know, you know, Wenger had this policy with, you know, 30 plus. You know, when you get to that age, he was either going to give you a 1-year contract, and that was it. So these policies that he wasn't going to, you know, give, you know, sign players over 30. You know what I mean? That was his policy. You know what I mean? He worked with younger players. And you know that worked for him, and obviously he had an eye for players. You know what I mean? Great talent ID compared to Arteta. And not only that, back then, you know, he had the run of the French market. You know,
Oh yeah, he had it
you
unlocked,
got
didn't he? With the
Arnoldson,
Anelkas and Vieiras.
yeah,
Yeah.
do you know what I'm trying to say? And you look at the quality of players that were back then, and can you imagine the money? The money, if Wenger had the money, whether he would have spent right, I don't know. But if he had the money that Arteta's had, yeah, listen, I'm sure we would have had a title. I'm sure of it. Do you know what I mean?
We would have won it at least once in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Because he's a proven winner. You know, he's all right. Yeah, you know, you can always say that second half. It will be like that, unfortunately, for Arsene Wenger, won't it? It'll be split into half. First half and second.
Even during those dark periods, he still won, like, was it 3 FA Cups? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think he won. Didn't he win?
Was it more?
Was it 4?
Was it 4?
No, it might have been 3 now because it was 13, 14, 14, 15, and then 16, 17, wasn't it?
Yeah, so it was Hull, Aston Villa, and Chelsea, wasn't it?
And then the Chelsea one. Yeah, I think I got the flag up there when I was at that FA Cup final,
right,
and they not flag, it's scarf. They put the
Was that the Chelsea one?
Yeah. Not the COVID one, obviously, but we all got these on our seat.
That was the one where. Oh right, wow, yeah. I was at a 50th birthday party that day.
Oh, was ya?
But I kept going outside. I was on my phone. Yeah, and you remember they didn't give us a chance. Yeah, because we were deficient in the back, and Per Mertesacker came up from a long-term injury, didn't he? And he was
that was his only appearance, I think, of the season.
And
he pulled out a blinder,
mate. I was watching the game, so every now and then I was coming out. And listen, we know he's not the quickest, but one thing he did really well was read the game. Yeah. One thing he did well was read the game. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But now he's part of the system now. You know what I mean? Unfortunately,
him and Super Rob. Largely, I know Diego Costa did score, and he mentioned, but they kept him very, very, very quiet all game. I couldn't believe it when before. Obviously, you're going to the stadium and you look at the lineup and you think, oh, Mertesacker ain't played a game all season. We got bloody Rob Holding, and they pull out the best performances they've had in an Arsenal shirt at the same time. I couldn't believe it. So I remember being in the stadium, obviously the Arsenal end, and at that time the Chelsea were attacking down the other end, and we were all over them. We should have had that game wrapped up, like absolutely wrapped up. And then, you know, the typical Arsenal book we've all read where you're all over them, you don't take your chances, and then they come back. Diego Costa scores, and I just couldn't believe it. And, you know, it's a typical fan reaction. I remember saying to Darren, he sits next to me, I was like, I fucking knew it. I couldn't believe it. I can't believe it. I was like, we've thrown it away. They'll come back and score now. And obviously within, I think, a minute or so, wasn't it? Monreal comes down there.
Monreal,
I think it was him or Giroud crosses it in, and then Ramsey headers it in, and I was in the left-hand side of that Wembley goal, and I was still whinging at the time to my mate in typical fashion. What I do, I'm not even looking on the pitch. I'm looking at him that way, just having my own little rant like a fucking bratty little schoolgirl. And all of a sudden, I'm like, fucking come on, there we go. I knew we'd score. Typical, isn't it? Brilliant it was.
The whole? Did you go? I didn't go to. Did you go to the whole game?
No, I didn't have my season ticket then, so I would have had no chance of going to that.
Was
no chance. Or the Aston Villa one. Yeah,
I remember that, and I was thinking, like, because I think the first after we had the barren period, it was the whole game, and then after in between that, was it the Aston Villa? Was it the second time? Was it Aston Villa we beat the following year? Right. So the whole game, I remember the whole game. I was thinking, we'll slap these. We'll slap these. And I remember, I think it was Curtis Davies. Yeah.
Yeah, he scored the first.
Yeah.
And then it was the Bruce's son, wasn't it, who got the second one?
Yeah, that's right. And we're looking, it's 2-0, you're thinking, what is going on? After all these years, we ain't going to win nothing.
We nearly went 3 down. I think it was Bruce's boy again. I'm sure it was. And was it Gibbs who they'd had a corner in, he'd looped it in, wouldn't he? And then Gibbs sort of headed it off just off the line. I thought, this could have been, could have been fucking 3-0. It was just typical, wasn't it? Where you sit there and just think, we've waited 10 years.
10 years.
And we made a pig's ear of it against Wigan. Old broken back Kimmy Kallstrom even scored a penalty in that, didn't he? We took the penalties. Old broken back Kimmy. Like, we've made a pig's ear of that, and then going 2-0 down. But do you know what we had then? Do you know what we had then, Normski, my friend? In that team, we had match winners. What we do not have now. We had who? Santi Cazorla. That free kick. Goalkeeper should do a little bit better, but cool. Couldn't we kill for a Santi Cazorla now? And then guess what? We had a Ramsey that comes up with a winner. Who? was a goal-scoring midfielder, which we don't have again.
Yeah.
He scored in
Okay.
big moments
Remember
because
that
he
year?
proved
Do you remember that year where he couldn't stop scoring? But there,
Yeah.
there was that link up between him and Giroud. Because
Yeah.
one thing I liked about Giroud, yeah, I mean, I know, you know, bless his soul, Claude used to call him the lamppost. That was his nickname for him, yeah. But there was one season when I can't remember what year it was. I think it might have been. Was it a two? Oh, I'm trying to think of the year, but whatever year it was, I think he scored something like 12 or 13 goals. He just couldn't stop scoring. I think it was
it
the
was
same
15,
year.
is it? Thereabouts around the
Cardiff,
15s, wasn't it?
Cardiff, yeah, because I remember him going to Cardiff. He scored against Cardiff, which is the old club.
Yeah.
And Cardiff was in the league that year. That year. I can't remember the exact year, but
I think it was a give or take 2015. I think it was either 14 or 17. It was give or take that, I think.
Something like that. Yeah, something like that. But yeah, what we had, it was match winners. Yeah, we had people that can come and absolutely change the game. We don't have that now. If you look really, apart from Saka, and that's the problem, because a lot of the burden is on him. Yeah, he's really our only match winner. We had several match winners. Yeah. But Saka, now that he's out of the equation, and now the problem is, and I'm a little bit worried because, you know, even,
look at this.
Goals that he scores.
Match
My
winners.
worry is that now the pressure is going to be put on his, his young age, on his shoulders. The guy's 17 years old, yeah. But I feel if the rest of the front three are not, or whatever, are not going to produce, you're going to have Kai Havertz missing, barn doors and all of that. And
everything,
and Martinelli and Trossard, you know what I mean? Not coming to the party and doing what they need to do. It's gonna fall on the shoulders of Mike. Let me just plug my thing in before it.
Yeah, I'll just take it while you're doing that. There's something that I always say about these low blocks, yeah, because everyone's like, oh, they played a low block. Listen, every team has played against low blocks. There's a difference between teams that can play against it and the teams that can't. You've seen Manchester City and Liverpool in their title winning seasons face low blocks. Guess what they had? Numerous match winners who could produce moments. That's how you do the low block. Yes, it is annoying for everyone when you've got 10 men behind the ball. Absolutely. But if you've got enough magical players, one of them's probably going to do something. If Haaland ain't on his game, Kevin De Bruyne is, or Mahrez was in them seasons. Liverpool, if Salah weren't on it, Mane is. Don't worry about that because Firmino will chip in, or Jota back in the, or Jota will chip in. They'll have these multiple match winners that if someone ain't on it, don't worry, he is. And it'll always be consistently that, as well as also having someone consistently doing something, i.e. Salah, i.e. Haaland. But Arsenal, we've just got Saka. And now that he's injured, you can just blatantly see it. There ain't match winners there. Odegaard ain't a match winner. We might have looked at him 2 years ago and thought he could be a match winner here. He's scoring goals. Martinelli, he could be. Consistency.
If they continued, the year when they had the black away kit, beautiful. Can you imagine, right? If they won the league, that black kit, would have become iconic.
I had Rocastle on the back of mine. I put Rocky on the back of my black kit.
Bro.
Yeah. I wanted to frame it with that in there with like because it was the last season ticket where you had the card, and I was gonna get a couple of the photos with the lads that sit around me, do a bit of card in there, and have the Rocastle 7-bit just as my my first season going and watching Arsenal every game and having something there to sort of remember it by. And what do Arsenal do? Oh yeah, we're 8 points up. I was sitting there thinking, oh my god, I can't believe we're only gonna do it. I couldn't believe we're only gonna do it. How stupid am I, eh? What do I know? Arteta. Jesus Christ. And this is, you've gone there at Noms. Are you on mute?
No, I'm just saying.
Sorry. Yeah.
I'm saying that. They just didn't have that. Aaron, they didn't
this
have
is what I wanted to bring up, Rob, yeah? So, have a little look at this, yeah? Because everyone's saying, oh, yeah, Arteta's still the man, yeah? Arteta's still the man. Why? When we've lived through failure upon failure upon failure. Let's get his career up, yeah? Let's get this geezer's career up. And if this doesn't prove to you that, because you'll be able to see it, that this geezer fails every single season, I don't know what will. Let me make sure I've got the right one up. This one. Right, this is his first year, yeah? So this is his first game. Let me drag it down.
Yeah.
These are all 20 competitions that have now, passed where we've either been out or whatever. All 20 of them, yeah? 22 it will be with the Champions League and the Premier League this year. So obviously, right, third round against Leeds. Yeah. Now you give him a bit of a buy in the Premier League because he took over, and I think we were 8th or something like that. Whatever. I don't mind this season. That's fine. We were crap. We're never going to win the league from the point he took over. He's got Bournemouth 2-1 away in that in the 4th round, and then Olympiacos 1-0 away from home. Now you think, and this is the only one goal, by the way, people. If you didn't hear, I said it to while DJB was on. I don't know if you heard Normski or chat. Arteta's gone to 3 semi-finals since he's been here. Yeah. The 2 leg situations. One against Liverpool, where we drew 0-0. We'll get to that. And then 2-0 we lost at the Emirates. This semi-final in the Europa League, and what do you call it? This one that's just gone in the Newcastle game. We only scored 1 goal. This goal here, and it was Nicolas Pepe penalty. That's the only goal. Madness. Like, obviously, in the 1-0
was that the year when Aubameyang missed that goal?
Yeah, right at the end. I think the Olympiacos got 2 goals, didn't they? I think, or was it 1-0? And then Aubameyang scored that last-minute goal, and then they went down and scored another one seconds later. It definitely was that one. Well, look, you come into a club and you've got what's that? The last 32 that'd have been, and you're instantaneously out of Europe, instantaneously at your first hurdle. And we are pathetic under this manager, especially away from home in Europe. So obviously he's done well. We all know the story because all the top gooners are absolutely giddy about it. It's all they cling on to. And to be fair, it's the only reason Arsene Wenger, Arteta has still got a job. 2-1 away at Sheffield United, and they were bloody good that year. Sheffield United, by the way, that was a tricky win, fair enough, and obviously a 2-0 win at Man City. And then, as we'd spoke about it, sorry, no, it was a COVID win there, right? So he's 1-1. That's 3 competitions in. Yeah, let's go to the next year. Let me go up to the next season.
Yep,
we'll see. This is another 8th place finish, by the way, in the league. First full season, 8th place. Look at the cup competitions, yeah. Because I'm sick and tired of this, of like everyone binning off these cup competitions. That was the most realistic chance of winning a trophy that we have had probably since that FA Cup, this Carabao Cup, and we went out with an absolute whimper. And Manchester United as well, defending champions. If they win this, by the way, Manchester United, that FA Cup, they'll be level with us on 14. And we go out at home. Why are we throwing this away? So look, what we got here. We got a 3rd round win in the Carabao at Leicester, and then 4th round straight out at Liverpool. Another one gone. Salah, Klopp played the kids there, by the way. So we played even more kids. You think you're going to Anfield, and we actually played really well that day, to be fair.
We did,
really well. But do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, that score's absolutely incorrect because we lost.
It should be the other way around,
Yeah. But, he's had an opportunity. You've gone to Anfield, one of the big teams' favourite to win it that year, and you think, oh, he's playing his kids. Oh, I'll tell you what, we've got an opportunity to get through here and knock one of the big boys out. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll play even younger lads. That's the way to do it. There you go. Bye-bye to another cup. Then we go to the group stage. I'm not even going to bother with the Europa League group stage because we know we got there.
Yeah.
And then we got the Carabao Cup quarterfinals. Here we go. The first time we we play someone probably with their first team, we lose 4-1 at home to Manchester City. Bye-bye. Bye. Salah, off your pop. That's another one. And then the 3rd round in the FA Cup, you can see 2-0 there. And then in the 4th round, Southampton. Bye.
Southampton.
There you go. Bye-bye. And we finished 8th. So that league was pinned off probably that league was unwinnable probably in October down here. Where we were losing again to Manchester City and being spanked by Liverpool again in the league there.
As usual.
Bye-bye. And then let's have a little look. Here we go. We get to the intermediate stage, the last 32 that'll be. We make a pig's ear of the Benfica game, didn't we? But we just get through. And then we go to the round of 16. Olympiacos. Bye. Oh, no. Did we get through then? I think we might have actually got through in that.
So, I'm just looking at. So, round of 16. So, round of 16. So, 3-1 at away.
Not bad. And then we lost 1-0 at home. So, we've gone through 3-2 on aggregate. Fair enough. We've got to the quarterfinals in that. Whoopie-doo. We got to a quarterfinals of the Europe's 2nd club competition. But within 3 years, we're going to win the Champions League, though. Well, this is year 2. And you can't even get past the quarterfinals of the Europa. Make that make sense, please, Norm.
And what happens? We're going to get beaten by Mr. Unai Emery.
Yeah. We get through to the quarters, beat Slavia Prague, and there we go. This is where it ends. That second semi-final. There we go. Look,
There you go.
absolute madness. This is Villarreal 2-1. Humiliated. That was for the first time, and as we know, because he's gone to Aston Villa, not for the last time either. And then what do? We go to Villarreal at home, and you're thinking, right, we got to be right up for this,
Oh.
boys. You know,
Ow.
we've still got a chance to win it. 0-0. Absolute 0-0. By another season, we finished 8th as well. Absolute crap. And what happens next season? What happens next season? Is it just going to be a carbon copy? Pretty much, mate. I don't even think we even played in Europe in this one. We weren't even in Europe, did we?
No, we weren't.
Look,
We
let me go
weren't.
through these cups.
Yeah.
Look, we got in the second round of that because we didn't even finish high enough. We were in the second round of the League Cup. That's how mad that was. We had to play in the second round. What we doing there, Norms?
That's crazy.
Like, third round, win. Fourth round, 2-0 win at Wolves. And then we got the quarterfinals there, beat Sunderland 5-1. We get to another semi-final. To be fair, we played quite well in that, didn't we? In that first leg, didn't we get Granit Xhaka sent off, didn't we, at Anfield?
Yeah, yeah.
And we
did.
rallied.
And then they got the kids.
Yeah.
They have the kids and come beat us at the Emirates.
And they showed us what time it was at the Emirates and all.
Yeah. So
and it weren't time for Wembley.
I remember the Nottingham Forest game. That was that. Did they wear a white kit?
Yep. Yeah, the no blood. That was the first time they wore it. That say no red or whatever it was. And Jed Spence absolutely pocketed Martinelli.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. But then you look after that, there you go. Liverpool's absolutely schooled you. You're out in the third round of the FA Cup. That's that. Because you bottled it. This was when we bottled it to Chelsea. Look, so we got the 3-0 Tottenham. We overtook we slightly overtook Conte's Tottenham, didn't we? At the time, and then we was bottling, and then we went there and we had Rob Holding got sent off in the first half, didn't he? And they absolutely took the piss out of us.
If I remember that year, did Partey get injured in that game? And he tried to chuck him back on the pitch.
Yeah. No, it weren't that one. That one was it might have been it was definitely the Tottenham ground. It might have been the year before. I don't know, but it was 2-0, I think.
Yeah,
it was, that one.
I just remember.
Yeah.
I remember Partey being on the what's the name? It looked like he'd done his whatever, and he's just literally pushed him back on the just like the other day he did with Odegaard. Remember Odegaard had done his ankle? He's got what is it about him? He's so arrogant when he does that. Why are you doing that?
Vile. That's vile. If it was to push me on there, I think I'd drag him on. I'm like, what do you think you're pushing, you little prick? Open up your little makeup mascara and just make sure there's symmetry in your eyebrows. You know, just stick to looking good, Mikel Arteta. You just stick to doing that. We'll play football. Pushing me on.
I'll guarantee that guy's got a toupee. Yeah, I'll guarantee you.
You reckon? Yeah. He spends probably just like master craftsman making it all perfect for a game. Just like that, making sure every hair's in a little bit. Absolute wank stain that geezer is. Sorry, I won't swear while you're on Normski. I'll try not to. My man. Right, let's have a little just quickly. I'll quickly fly through this little bit, yeah? So we've got the third round here, yeah? Oh, look, straight out the third round of the Carabao Cup. 3-1 at home to Brighton. Danny Welbeck comes back and says hello.
Yeah,
so in the third round straight away, and do you remember that day? Brighton didn't even play their full team.
No, they didn't.
They played a weakened team at the Emirates and they come and ran all over us. There you go. There's another competition. Yeah. Jose Mourinho didn't think this competition was a waste of time. No, and what happened? Oh, he went on and won numerous titles with Chelsea. Yeah.
This is what happened.
Pep Guardiola didn't seem to think this trophy was a mug.
If you notice, right, Aaron, the Man City and especially Mourinho, one of what they prioritized was to go and win, a Carabao Cup or whatever it was called then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, how many times have Chelsea won that? How many times have Man City won it? I think they won it something like 4 times in a row, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What it does, it breeds a winning mentality. So this season, okay, based on what I thought we was going to do in the summer, I had high hopes because I thought he was going to bring in the necessary players to challenge City again. We didn't know whether they're going to fall off at this rate. Yeah, they fell off at this rate.
Yeah.
The other thing was, as well, with Klopp leaving, yeah, you thinking, well, there's going to be a little bit of a down thing with Liverpool. So you're thinking, okay, they're going through change of that, and they weren't really buying players and that, you know, throughout the summer, you know, Slot just kept saying, I've got to assess my players and see how I go with that. So
Yeah.
in my head, I was thinking, right, as long as we get to the end of the window and we get that striker, we didn't get it in the end. So you think to yourself, yeah, this window is like 3 out of 10, whatever it is, some 0 out of 10, right?
10 out of 10. But I don't even think we've got a score of 10 in all of our windows combined since he's been here.
Right. But then you see what happens now. At this point now, as the season progresses and you see how Liverpool has started and that, I was thinking, yeah, we're still going to try and challenge for the league, but what we must do is win at least one domestic cup. Because I felt we had the squad strong enough to do that. Yeah? Yeah? We go out, obviously, we go out to Man United, to a team that's sitting currently 13th in the league. Yeah? Has lost 11 games. All right? We go out to them. They had 10 men at the Emirates. And you knew how the story was going to go. Then you have the situation with the Carabao Cup, yeah? And I think we was all dreading, like, you know, we would have probably rather maybe got, I can't remember, I was trying to think, maybe say I've got a Tottenham at home, because Newcastle, they're a tough team, they're a tough nut to crack, yeah? And you was just hoping and trying to see if that you could avoid them. It nearly went wrong with Crystal Palace, because you remember Mateta scoring the ball. You know what I mean? It's like, you know what I mean? We finally
must have been the ball.
Oh, mate, you know what I mean? And I mean, we have to win a domestic cup. We're now out of 2 domestic cups. The reality is this: we're not going to win a Champions League. You keep hearing the top fans saying, "Yeah, we're third in there." I think this is the thing. Right from the very start of the season, they were saying that this squad of players is built to win the Champions League. Are you having a laugh? What?
What? How?
How? Exactly. I wonder if they're going to reevaluate this now, because we couldn't go and turn over Newcastle over 2 legs.
Couldn't even score against them. Couldn't even score against them. And you're telling me, oh, but we're a European team. All right, yeah. So who would you rather play? Would you rather play Real Madrid, 15 times European champions, or Newcastle? You know what I mean? Look, what are we doing here? Like, oh yeah, no, we'd rather play Real Madrid because, you know, we're a European team. Well, that's funny, because we've been born since 1886 and we ain't fucking won it. How are we a European team?
Oh, mate,
we're the worst, biggest club in Europe.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I remember when Chelsea done it, and when Tuchel come and done it, you're thinking, no, please. Oh no, they can't come and win the European thing before us. You know what I mean? I said the closest we got was that 2006, Barcelona. Oh man, and we just fell short, man.
Oh, devastating.
Because I remember
it was absolutely devastating.
I'm trying to remember the pub we went down to down in Islington. I can't even remember. It was a famous.
12 Pins. I've always gone to Tolly.
Could be
12 Pins is just outside Finsbury.
It might be the Tolly, because the reason why I remember being in there, right? We're all in our Arsenal shirts and everything. The pub was literally rammed.
Yeah.
And I remember when I think he got sent off, and I was just thinking to myself, oh no, I'm down to 10 men,
Yeah.
and then Sol Campbell gets that headed goal, mate. In that pub, right, the floor, right, was like, dude, it's just like it was like.
I can imagine that was rocking, mate.
It was gonna fall down, mate. Drinks went everywhere. And then
I can absolutely imagine.
Almunia and his poodle dog. One of the worst keepers, you know. Jeez.
Oh, mate. Do you know what? Do you remember when he was trying to become the England goalkeeper? There was that little talk or something like that. I mean, it was that how desperate England were for keepers. I don't know what one's worse. Old Manuel beaten at your near post.
How you get beaten at your near post, man? How?
Oh, Belletti. But, you know, it weren't even a clinical striker. It was a defender. Giuliano Belletti, wasn't it? There you go. Have a little bit of that.
What's the name? Was it? Who won it for them? Was it?
Too, wasn't it? Because Henrik Larsson came on and absolutely helped change that game. He was wicked when he came on, and I think he got the assist for Samuel Eto'o.
Was it Rijkaard? Was it Rijkaard was the manager?
I mean, I would have thought so. Yeah,
He was
I'm
right,
sure he
he
might
was
still been in there. Yeah,
right. I think
yeah.
he might
Actually,
be right.
that's yeah.
I think
I'm
it
sure
was.
it probably would have been. Yeah, because
Yeah.
that was under the old Ronaldinho and sort of
Oh,
Ludovic Lee and all of them. Oh man, and Deco, man, he never gets spoken about that enough. Deco in
what,
that
what
Barcelona
a player!
side, man, he was
What a
mustard,
player!
wasn't he?
What
Yeah.
a
Hey,
what a
when
player!
you sort of think about it, like them teams. Who did they have? They had Marquez and Puyol at the back, didn't they?
Yeah.
I can't think who was a left back. I don't know. Yeah, I'm going well off topic,
Oh,
but either
the left
way,
back. The left back. It must have been.
was it not Abidal? Was it?
It might have been.
Maybe Eric
Might have been
Abidal?
Abidal. I think it was Abidal, and you had what's the name at the right back, the one that went down from prison.
Yeah,
What's
that
his
was
name?
Belletti, wasn't it? I'm sure it was, wasn't it? Was
No,
he
it was,
Giuliano Belletti? I think was he? I'm sure he might have played right back
all
at that
right,
game.
yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
What I was thinking of. You know the guy that
you're
went
not thinking
down.
of Alves. I don't think he was
No,
there.
he
If
was
that's who you was on
after. Yeah,
about,
sorry,
yeah. I
you're
think it
right.
was Belletti who was
Yeah,
playing at right back at there.
Abidal was playing, but remember he had an illness, didn't he? Didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, mate. That
Uh,
and everyone says it when we talk about that game. If that ref hadn't have sent Jens Lehmann and just let him have the goal, I know
but
hindsight 2020 in it, but
remember Henry missing the goal as well.
what when he's put through on goal, he says, doesn't he? He was like, "Look, I just didn't have anything left in me. We had 10 men for a large majority of the game. He's like, I was put through and I had nothing left. Nothing left. When that went through at 1-0, I was thinking, oh my God, are we going to win the Champions League? I was like, oh my God. And then he misses it, and your heart sinks. And then they score that goal. And
do you think we'll ever win the Champions League?
not under Mikel Arteta. I can absolutely guarantee you that for a bloody fact. Absolutely guarantee you that. This is what I'm saying. Just quickly say this, Isak. Why would he come to Arsenal? Because if he has any shred of ambition, he's not going to come to Arsenal under this manager. Why would you? What screams I'm going to win a trophy on success with this Arsenal squad at the minute? What does? You was a professional footballer that's at the top of your game in the Premier League and scoring goals for fun. You've probably got the pick of a few teams, didn't you? Why are you going to pick Arsenal?
Yeah. You know what the problem is as well? I was sitting down and contemplating and just looking at the way this club has been run from top to bottom. And even if we say we went out and got a top class manager, which I don't think will happen under this regime, because I don't think they want a top class manager. They want somebody that they can control. Yeah. And Arteta is a perfect man. Because if you did get in like an Ancelotti, or you got in a Zidane, and if I could say his name, Zizi, let's just say Zizi.
Zizou, yeah.
Easier,
isn't it?
Yeah, it's easy. Right? If you got someone like they're gonna come in and say, I want success now, I need the money now. You need to give me the money. So they would probably not even have got that far in the interview. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Always get one. Yeah.
But the thing is it really boils down to the owners. It really, unless the owners are run out of this club, and we have to rip everything up and start again. We need complete new owners, brother, right? Because when Usmanov, right, who's an Arsenal supporter, he was on. I think at the time he was worth something like 13 billion. I think he was worth more than Abramovich, right? Arsenal supporter is coming here. He goes, listen, guys, I will pay off the debt. I will pay the debt, right? And Ilwood and all those guys said, we don't like your salts. We won't have your salts here. What are you talking about? Bro, because, you know what I mean? You had a sugar daddy over there, and and I know Wenger didn't like that idea because, we are a self-sustaining club. We are, a classy club and all that. And we don't want your money.
Don't win things. A self-sustaining club that don't win fuck all. The fans don't go there to brag about self-sustainability.
No.
I do not pay 1,400 quid a season for my ticket. I don't travel them miles. I don't take time away from my family to go watch Arsenal so I can be like, what an absolute wicked self-sustaining model this is. Well, but Luke, what you saying, mate? We were massively self-sustainable today, weren't we? Oh, yeah, mate. Absolutely wicked, mate. That money's coming in like a right good, isn't it? Wicked, mate. We're the best sustainable team in the league. Buzzing, boys. What a brag.
And the thing about unfortunately, you got fans and, accounts like journalists like that will sit down and be trying. I mean, who cares about their accounts? How do you know about their accounts that they haven't got no money to spend or whatever? You
Yeah.
know, they should spend now because we want to spend that sort of money. We need to screw that money away, ready to go for the right profile in the summer. We ain't got time to be waiting back right profile in the summer. Yeah, we should be trying to win the league now.
100%.
Because what guarantee? I mean, at the end of the day, what guarantees that we are going to win the league? Listen, at the end of the day, we're all the teams that are out there that have got the money to go and spend on great players and whatnot, top class players, unless you are a top class coach like Slot. Because I'm looking at Slot and I'm seeing what he's doing with that team, and it's just unbelievable. And the man has not had that kind of money that Arteta has had. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, 100%. I'm still waiting for you to jump on the channel and tell us why we make you physically sick, Brett. The link's in the chat.
Yeah, come in. Listen, come on.
I'm waiting. We can talk about it like adults and all.
Yeah.
If you want, I'm happy for you to come on and have a really peaceful discussion as to why we make you sick.
Yeah, we don't know you. He's put the link in the chat. Yeah, let's not hide behind the keyboards. Let's not hide. Listen, I'm putting my face on camera, just the same way Aaron is, yeah, because we want the best for our club. So you come in and tell us, yeah, what is the best? How do you think that Arteta is going to get us over the line? And
if you can convince me, wicked.
If you make good points, we're not here to say because at the end of the day, we all want the same thing. Yeah, we might be seeing things a little bit different to what you're seeing it. Yeah, so come on, let's have a conversation. We're not here, we're not here to cuss you out or nothing like that. Yeah, so let's have a conversation. Yeah, don't hide behind the keyboard. Yeah, let's have a conversation. As simple as that. I'm putting my face on there and I'm saying as it is. I'm not going to flip flop. Yeah, because at the end of the day, right, if I say to you, okay, yeah, do you think Arteta is the best manager in the world? Do you think that he's going to get us over the line? If Arteta did walk away, yeah, because you don't think he's, maybe, I don't know, I'm just saying, maybe you think that he's better than all the other managers out there, who you're going to get? That's maybe the usual question, you might put to us, well, listen, if we sack Arteta, who are you going to get? Well, if Arteta walked away, who would you choose?
Yeah. And as well, Brett, I'm literally proving to you on my on this website all the failures that he's done. I mean, I'm literally proving to you why he's not winning anything. We've been doing that for the last 2 hours and 27 minutes. But if you want to come on, mate, and sit and have your say for 5 minutes, by all means, please. It'll be respectful. I'll be respectful. Do you know why me and Normsy will be respectful? Because we're actual proper men, mate. We're not doing this so we can have little catty bitches with people. We're doing this because we love our football club and we're upset by what we're seeing. It's just an opinion. And do you know what? We're not manufacturing an opinion. And I probably will speak for Normski as well. We're not manufacturing our opinion. We're observing what's going on with our eyes and we're articulating what we're seeing and how we genuinely feel. That's all.
Yeah. And if you think we're wrong,
we're putting our face to it.
Yeah.
And what you was going to say, and if you think we're wrong, please, by all means, tell me and come on and tell everyone why I physically repulse you, why Normski does. I'm just intrigued to know, because if you come up with good answers, I might go, do you know what? I am a bit repulsive.
Maybe you got a point. Maybe it's something that I'm not seeing that you're seeing. Yeah. Because as I said, we're saying Arteta, has been with the club for 6 years. Okay. He's been getting X amount of money now. Second place twice. Yeah. So the question is he's on a so-called upward trajectory. So what happens there if he comes second again, falls short by maybe 5 points? That means he's gone backwards. Yeah. I mean, how long are you going to give him before you say, actually, this is not the right guy for this club? I'm sure you want Arsenal, your club to win this. I'm sure you're not supporting Arteta, but you're sort of supporting Arsenal, because I don't support managers. Yeah, I support Arsenal.
Exactly right. Arsenal FC, not Arteta FC, mate. 100% facts. And mate, we're not just making this up. We've had 5 years of failure. How we go on based on our logic is by what we've seen and seeing in the past and the present. And it's not really good for Mikel Arteta, is it? He doesn't win anything. The worrying thing is for me is this is why I get so frustrated, annoyed, and a bit animated, is because it's not frustrating to look at in the now. It's because if you realistically think Arteta ain't going to be sacked this season, let's get it right. because the Cronkies are going to keep him in there for Champions League if he gets it. And according to Opta, we've got a 98% chance of England getting the 5th Champions League spot through coefficiency, how well we're doing here. So that means Arteta more than likely, let's face it, he's not going to win the league, but he probably ain't going to finish lower than 5th, is he? So he's definitely almost going to get Champions League football this season, which means why? The Cronkies got their cash cow, haven't they? So why are you going to sack him? So that means that's guaranteed me, Arteta, until August. Yeah? Then they're not going to sack him in August because the season just starts. So then you give him, say, 2 months of maybe horrendous results. But now we're talking December, October. That's 8 months away, 9 months away. So the point that I'm trying to make is, as I know for the best part of a year, this geezer's still going to be here. And I don't trust in him. I've got no faith in him. So now it's annoying for me thinking that I've got to bear with this football club, with this manager who's absolutely useless for nearly another year. And that's demoralising for me, even in its own fault itself. It's frustrating because he doesn't learn. 2 years ago, Saliba got injured. Hasn't replaced him still. Hasn't replaced him. Why haven't he replaced him? We've needed a striker since we've been competing for the league. Why haven't we signed a striker? Oh, because of the right profile. The right profile ain't there. All right, so if you want Isak, why weren't Isak the right profile 2 years ago? What? Oh, so then if that's the case, then it's your player identification. You're wrong on either end of that scale. Why didn't you get him 2 years ago when he was half the price? Oh, he weren't our player, but he is now, yeah? So you couldn't identify the talent at the right time. So it's still your fault. Why haven't we signed anyone else? Because it's not as if there's a plethora of attackers out there, is there? Strikers. It's not like the 90s and the noughties where you've got all of you. You could probably roll off 30 off your tongue of world-class strikers. It's not like that no more. So you can't be, oh, well, we know we're just waiting until the right geezer comes across. You need to get someone in there. Gyökeres, release clause, last 2 years. Just get it. Get it on the 1st of January.
I suppose the other question when I was asked, what's the reason why you're not going for Gyökeres? What is it about his profile why you think that he doesn't fit Arsenal's profile? What is it? What I'd like to know, because at this moment he keeps talking about profiles. What is the profile?
Yeah, what is the profile? And the thing is we need someone at the minute. Sometimes you just need to go, yeah, do you know what? Maybe Gyökeres isn't the right type of profile. But I'll tell you what he does know, how to put the ball in the back of the net. And I'll tell you what, if we had signed the Gyökeres and we had any shred of ambition and got him, let's just say on the 1st of January, make the maths nice and simple. We probably would have got a better result than 1-1 at Brighton. We probably would have got a better result than 2-1 at Aston Villa. We probably wouldn't have got smashed 4-0 in the Carabao Cup. You know why? Because we had about 3 chances in that first leg, and Havertz missed all of them. Gyökeres had a penalty. Odegaard, well, no, that was Manchester United. Whatever. We still would have been in probably in with a chance of this cup if we'd have had him. So that's 4 points better off, and in that cup. Oh yeah, we'd have probably scored in Manchester United, and all Havertz missing a plethora of chances again. So you think you could have spent 85 million on the Victor Gyökeres thing? You'd be 4 points closer to Liverpool, which means you'd be 2 points behind in a fucking title race, and you'd still be in both domestic cups. You maybe even be in a final right now. But no, you don't want to spend that little bit of money because the right profile ain't there. So you've wasted another season again. Absolutely wasted it. And it's not waste for them because they're sat there getting their limos, pick them up to their mansion on their £15 million a year season. It's muggins like me, it's muggins like theirs that have got to get an 8-hour coach to Newcastle and not even be thanked for it. Oh, they don't think about that though, do they? Oh, we'll just waste another season. Oh, don't worry, we'll get Champions League money next summer FC. I don't know how many times I've sat in that Emirates and gone, oh, do you know what? If we had a good summer here, we might be all right. What do we go and do? We sign Zinchenko and Jesus. Oh, I'll tell you what, if we have a good summer here, we might be all right. We sign Kai Havertz. Oh, I'll tell you what, we close the gap to Manchester City. We might have a good summer here. We sign Calafiori and Submarino. I mean, you just can't write it. You cannot write. Go on, sorry.
The other thing as well, I would be quite worried if we didn't be creating chances. Because I mean, I remember there was a period when under Wenger, especially under Wenger, where we weren't creating chances because you need to create chances. You need to create chances to obviously put the ball in the back of the net. Yeah, if you're not creating chances, then that has to be sorted out. That's that's fundamental that you create the chances to give you the chance to score a goal. So we are the second highest chance creators in the league. Okay, so therefore, by that notion, right, we should be putting goals away. Yeah. So you might throw this back at us and say, well, actually, we have the second amount of highest goals. I think I can't remember what it is behind Liverpool.
It is in the league. Yeah. We are.
Okay, so all right, that's fair, right? So
Yeah.
this is what people throw at us. They throw that at us that, oh, you know, we've scored the second amount of goals, or even last season we scored more goals than the 2004 Invincible season. And I will say to that, right, okay, fair enough. You scored 89 goals or 91 goals, 2 more goals or 3 more goals than the 2004 Invincible season. What's the difference, people? What's the difference?
It's glaringly obvious,
Right? What's the difference? The difference is we picked up a cup and a Gold Cup, right? That's the difference. That's the difference. So this season, right, we
scored
dropped
more
from winning positions, Aaron. We've dropped 12 points. It might even be more. We've dropped 12 points. So that means we was winning, and 6 of those games we've drawn. Yeah.
Believe, but they don't, do they?
No, they don't understand it. We don't have what you said earlier on. We don't have moments players that can, you know what I mean? If we had someone like a Haaland, listen, in that game we played at the Emirates, Haaland touched that ball, I don't know how many times, I think there was a point where he hadn't touched the ball for 34 minutes. And when he did have the chance, what did he do? He scores, right?
Knocked it straight in.
If Haaland was to play in our side, some people say, well, you know, getting a top-class striker, maybe playing in Arteta's system might not work because we play U-shaped football. You know what I mean? Actually, so it might not work. I don't know. Listen, until we get that top-class striker in there, we'll have to see, right? But what I'm trying to say, at the end of the day, if you're getting those kind of chances and you're not putting away those chances or those moments when you need to win, so it's all right at the time when Kai Havertz. And I say it's not all right actually, because he goes and misses that big chance to make it 2-0. You put the game to bed. You're thinking that's going to come back and haunt us, and it nearly did, because in the 55th minute in the second half, who scores the goal? Haaland, right? But we had the mentality enough to say, stuff your tactics, Arteta. We're going to take the ball by it, and that's how I saw it. It was like these players say, well, no, we're not going to play it out. You're going to play. We're going to go and finish this game off, and we go and win that again.
But why can we do that yesterday, though? This is what I wanted to say about it. I didn't get the opportunity to say it on Lee's thing yesterday. Is it's all well and good going. I totally understand the point of the players probably just thought, we're going to just absolutely destroy them. And that's fine. If the players want to go in vigilante mode and not listen to the manager and smash teams up like that, where was that same attitude today? Or yesterday, sorry. Where was that? Why can, I'd rather have lost 5-1 to Man City and won 4-0 today. Yesterday, sorry. Just to go through to a final.
We end up going and, potentially picking up a cup. Listen, Slot in his first season, as AFC, as I know him as Craig knows, right? They could potentially do a quad this season, potentially. Yeah. They're going to be favourites going into the Carabao Cup final, and they've won that cup numerous amount of times. Listen, we understand that, Newcastle have won it in how many golden years? Won a cup in 50 years, right? But they're going to go in there confident, I'd love Newcastle to go and win that, but they're going to go in there confident. They're looking very confident in the Champions League. I think they're going to do very well in the FA Cup, and I think they're going to win the league. Can you imagine in his first season, he does a quad, or even if he doesn't do a quad, he does a domestic treble?
Then everyone should just go, wouldn't they?
Or does the
everyone needs to go?
Champions League and the Premier League.
If he does that, Normski, it's a failure from every other manager that thought that they were or spent money. It's a mass failure. He can just come in there, not even sign. Oh no, I say not in signing one. They signed the Italian geezer, but he's hardly, he's hardly one played. It's not like Liverpool are absolutely going to win the quadruple because of him. Do you know what I mean? It's not. He's been bit part sort of best. So he's just came in, and it's almost funny because they've signed no one, and Liverpool have got better. So what does that mean? New manager, same players, and they're better. Maybe it's the fucking manager. Maybe you can actually coach these players.
Well, he actually came in and said, he's really pleased with the side that he's inherited. He's just going to do a few tweaking here and there. You know what I mean? Just sprinkle a couple of sugar hair there. Change up Gravenberch. Remember, they were after Zubimendi. He turned them down. right? Look what he's done with Gravenberch. Look what he's done with Gravenberch. And so it all boils down
player,
to
Normski. Different player. That Gravenberch, different player.
different.
Absolutely different growth. And that's what a manager will do.
Mm.
And, you know, they probably did need a little bit of a fresh up from Klopp. They went out and got their man.
Yeah.
They went out and got someone. Whereas us, we absolutely need a freshen up. But what will we do? He'll be there until he's grey, mate. I'm telling you. Absolutely, absolute madness, man. Yeah, look, this is another point as well. AFC saying in the chat, we should be playing the FA Cup this weekend. Absolutely should be playing in it. While they're all in Dubai. Oh, so they're all sunning it up with their families and all of that. That's all lovely, isn't it? Reward them. You're out of the cups. You're out of both domestic cups. And I'll tell you what we'll do. Arsenal FC will give you a 6-star luxury holiday with all your family, all inclusive. Don't worry, boys. And we'll do a little bit of light training, you know, a bit of warm weather in. But other than that, it's bonding. You know, they'll probably hire a couple of pickpockets there, you know what I mean, just to make it all the more fun while they're bonding. You know, it's absolute madness, Norms, when you're sort of thinking
I mean,
about it.
to us, it's just the cheek of it that they're going to push this now in your face because they're going to push the PR out. How these guys are rejuvenated and they're ready to come back and whatever. They're going to push. They like that. They like all of that stuff. Yeah. So for those fans, they're going to go, oh, look at our players. They're all nicely tanned up and blah blah this and blah blah that. And they're coming back now to come and hit the ground running and do whatever. Listen, you've just gone out of a Carabao Cup, a cup that we could have won. You've gone out with a whimper. You've gone out with a whimper, right? You didn't go there and do the business. You went there and you could just tell that because it said that we needed to score that first goal early to keep to James quiet. Yeah. But the fans were behind them. As soon as they got that goal, we was warned. Yeah. I don't know. It was almost like we was playing to the occasion, and we was really emotional. And our football was just all over the place.
So erratic, wasn't it? So erratic. That's like a team that have just started playing together, wasn't it? That's the beginning of the process. That's phase 1 playing together.
Yeah,
you shouldn't expect a team that's been together. No. And I made this point to DJB. Yeah, I said to him, I was like, if we haven't got natural leaders in the team and a natural winning mentality now, after half a decade with this team, they'll never have it under this manager. If Arteta hasn't managed to instill it in them yet, he never will. And that's mad when you sit there and think, do you know what? The team was a little bit depleted or whatever, but you don't go out there while you're tuning down and put in a bloody performance like that. That was an utter disgrace. That was. That was a team that don't care. And it's like, well, if you're going to go rogue and smash Man City, why aren't you doing that now in a cup competition? Like, I just don't get it. It's madness. We've got a question. We've got a question here. Big up the assembled brother. How you doing, mate? He's saying, I think we slightly covered this, but I can't stand Havertz, so we'll do it again. Question: after watching Havertz deteriorate from his form at Chelsea, can you name the self-respecting, world-class, decent striker who will play under Mikel Arteta? Yeah, okay. I mean, Norms, if you want to jump in, I've got a little sound if you want to have a little go, because you know, I know where. What I will say while Norms is having a little scratch, because I know it's who. What point I made about Isak is, if he's got any shred of ambition under this manager, we've got good players here, which can be properly coached by a better manager. Under this manager, Isak won't come under there, which semi-answers this your question. So that's one of the big ones out the way. Gyökeres might do because, you know, he's sort of in a league where, you know, he needs to take a next step now. He needs to. But, you know, the problem is then with the Gyökeres thing is if a club like Barcelona or something want to come in for him, why is he going to come to Arsenal? Why? And then who does that leave?
And this is the worry, because, you know, I'm sure, you know, if he played football, my nephew, you know, he was a pro footballer. Obviously, but he's, you know what I mean, he played at sort of like League One level.
Great level, mate.
You know,
great standard of football.
And the thing is, you know, sometimes you want to kind of get into these footballers' heads to say, well, you know, if you know, they say Arsenal has that special knock, you know what I mean? Yeah, and you ain't gonna say no.
What's that?
It's a bit of
a special knock.
But the thing is, you look at Arteta, you know, from the very beginning, from the very offset, when, you know, this this hierarchy, hired this guy. I was like, this guy's a novice. Yeah. What has he done to make me think? Well, bro, he's won thing. He didn't win it. He has not won anything. Yeah. So a top class, they're going to be top class. The likes of Aubameyang. Yes, he probably didn't like his character in that. Yeah, Aubameyang must be thinking in his head, who's this guy?
Yeah, Fergie had to deal with Cantona.
Right.
How did that work out? Oh, very well when you actually know how to man manage. Very well when you're a half decent manager. And I know Fergie was more than half decent.
He basically came in and ran out the so-called bad eggs. Yeah, he thought he was going to go and do a clean up and whatnot. He's coming. I remember his very first when he came in. He said, "Yeah, there's a lot of things that I don't see that's right with them. I'm going to get them back to the Arsenal that we know." Yeah. Well, you've got rid of a top class striker, and you've not replaced him.
I still haven't.
And still haven't.
And still haven't. This is the problem. Is he's tried obviously the Jesus thing, but everyone in their nan knew that Jesus weren't a striker. A proper striker. They just know that. They know it. It's a fact. Yeah. Why did Man City get rid of him? If he was, they wouldn't have got rid of him. It's as simple as that. If he was good enough in that position, they wouldn't have got rid of him. Absolute fact. Absolute fact. Why did we sign him?
Yeah.
We knew he weren't prolific. I think his highest score in Premier League season for Man City was 14, maybe. I mean, that's not bad if that's part of your front three. You're like, yeah, cool, 14 goals. Give me a bit of that alongside a 20-plus goal striker. You're like, yeah, cool, that's wicked. I'll take that.
I mean,
do you know what I mean?
Once they found out that Haaland was coming, he knew he ain't going to start. Because I remember when he first came, he tried him out, didn't he?
He's not.
He dropped Aguero to the bench because he wanted work rate. That's what Arteta. He wanted, not Arteta. I keep saying Arteta. Pep wanted them to press, and that was something that Aguero wasn't. Aguero, top G of a player. Yeah, man sat him down on the bench and said, "Yo, if you ain't gonna press for me, you ain't gonna get on there." Yeah. You do. Yeah. Jesus, I mean, as I said, the most goals he's scored, I think, in his total season there, I think I think that's in all
comps.
I think it's 95 goals. I think he scored for them. Yeah, and he was there for good. He went there 2017. Yes, Mr. Luca.
Yes.
How you doing, fella?
How are you?
Good to have you on. We're still going.
On the screen with Mr. Luca.
How are you?
How we doing, my man? Good to finally have a little chat with you.
Yeah, why not, man?
I'm sure you'll happily just pick up from where we've just sort of left off, because guess what? We're talking about how crap our manager is.
Yeah.
It's something I know you know a bit about, my friend.
Yeah, this manager, mate, Arteta needs to be sacked.
It's madness. What I was doing here, and I'll quickly jump and sort of finish it, because here, right, so I'm on the screen right now, yeah, we've gone out already against Brighton, Danny Welbeck dagger at the Emirates, by Carabao Cup.
Yeah.
And then we've got Oxford, nice little draw, 3-0, wicked. Next round, Man City, 1-0, Aki, bye. There you go. That's all of them done then. We have a little fake title race. Oh no, we've still got the Europa League against Sporting. What's that? We get done from the halfway line and then go out on penalties. Bye again at the round of 16. That's another trophy binned. Salah. Oh, and we nearly won the league that year. No, you didn't. You absolutely bottled it. Absolutely bottled it. But don't worry, we'll win it the next summer, boys. We'll win it absolutely the next summer. This is our first Champions League one back. What do we do in the cups this year, I wonder? So we know we didn't win the league. What did we do? All third round, we muscled through, buzzing against the Bees. Then what did we do? Champions League group stage, obviously got through. Oh, then we in the fourth round, we get knocked out at West Ham 3-1. There's another trophy. That's probably number 16 of all the competitions it entered in. Ta-la, see you later. Third round, straight away as well, I'll buy. There you go. There's your domestic doubles gone at first hurdles. Ta-la. And then look, pigs here in the Champions League at Porto. I was at the Porto Stadium for that. We was absolutely pathetic. What's the name?
What's his name? The defender. He's about.
That was Pepe. Yeah, he's rolling around there like that, absolutely handling us. Do you know what I mean? Absolutely handling us on the old Zimmer. Pass me the keys to me Bimmer. What we doing here? And then we made a pig's ear of that. And guess what? Pray for Bayern. Bye Arteta. Pray for Bayern. Ta-la, off your pop. And there you go. And then this year, obviously, we know Manchester United, absolutely pathetic. and then we just in that. Luca, help me out, man, because I'm just glad there's people in this chat and people on this panel that we regularly talk to. Makes me feel like I'm not fucking going insane.
Look, for me, look, this manager needs to be sacked, bro. Like I did a podcast for the post-match reaction yesterday, and I went crazy yesterday, and I went all in on this manager and the ownership, and like it ain't good enough at the moment. Like how can people believe that this manager and this fan base all believe that Arteta is the right man for the job? 5 years he's been in this job, yeah, and as that FA Cup's not Mikel Arteta's squad. That's Wenger and Unai Emery's squad. And when are people going to actually realise that this manager cannot take it anymore? Signing that 3-year contract. We already knew that he signed that 3-year contract. It was already planned in January, right, of last year. And he ends up getting that contract. People hype him all up. We all thought that this summer, right, was the summer the last summer, but we sat there and bought Raheem Sterling, yeah? Raheem Sterling, Raheem the Dream, yeah? And then from there, look what's happened. We look so worse this season compared to last season. When the beginning
in every department, innit, mate? In every department, not just in one, like everything.
And the transfer window is awful. Calafiori, right, with his new looks, right? He's
Sweet Prince.
He's injured every 5 minutes. Right?
Yeah, literally.
And then, of course, Mika Moreno is rubbish, okay? I don't watch La Liga, right? But, however, I saw him in the Euros. I didn't think he weren't all that. Like, people think that, oh, he's good for squad depth. And what? Mika
He
Moreno.
scored in the same stadium as his dad. Oh,
Yeah,
wonderful. How hot.
An average footballer, right? If you're going to get a Real Sociedad player, go and get Zubimendi, which is probably going to be ours next season, if it happens, right?
If it happens.
Yeah, if it happens. And
Next season FC.
Yeah, we should have got him at the beginning of this season, but we didn't.
Yeah.
We ended, and to be honest, that deal took 3 weeks to get that deal done.
Yeah,
It was longer than that. It was. Yeah.
And then we end up getting a goalkeeper that made one appearance the other week, comes out a goal, which I really do not have a clue why he come out a goal. And you're never going to see him again. Like, name me any of these good signs. None of them have not been good. Calafiori's probably not been bad out of the whole 4. But apart from that, none of them ain't been good. And this is why this also comes down to the Cronkies and Arteta. And also this January transfer window, we were told, right, a lot of people are blaming the Cronkies over Mikel Arteta. You can't just blame one after the other. I think it's all of them.
It's all of them, from top to bottom.
Yeah. Facts, man.
It is all of them, because the reason why it's all of them, because Arteta is pretty much coming out and saying, "Oh, I'm disappointed." And what? How can you be disappointed where you're just trying to make excuses throughout the press, trying to get your way out of things, where we all know that you're wrong, Mikel. Yeah. And this is why we fail, right? Yeah. Every single season. And this is why this fan base needs to realise, right, that this manager needs to be sacked. Okay, it is another season we are not going to win anything, right? Finishing second is not what we should achieve. Number 1 is what Arsenal need. We're the 3rd biggest club, right? People got to remember that, right? We're the 3rd biggest club, and should be going for number 1. We should be challenging for league titles. And to be honest, another thing which people haven't suggested is that we need to do what we did with the Wenger out protest. I think we need to boycott. I think we need to protest the ownership and Arteta. I think that,
the difference is with it now, Lucas, and I totally, Lucas, sorry, I totally agree with you. Yeah, 150%. I would be there with people having a protest. The only problem is it's only effective in numbers, and the vast majority of this fan base, and especially their match day going ones, they're all Arteta sexuals. Like, it's about 85% of them are still all absolutely giddy with this geezer. So the problem is whilst I absolutely 1,000% agree with you, we'll just end up being 5 geezers and a banner. Do you know what I mean? Because we for an effective demonstration against them Cronkies, we need to get the majority on side, and they are just still too far gone at the minute.
But the same people that wanted Unai Emery out, right? Of course, it didn't work out, but still, Unai Emery today is still a better manager than Mikel Arteta. But you get people, and I've had people on my channel, right? People saying to me, "Oh, would you rather be in Arsenal's position compared to Villa?" It doesn't matter where people are going to say what position it is. Of course, we want to be better than Villa, and we are better than Villa. But trouble is, people shouldn't be using the accountability of a scenario of using the word position. No, we know that Unai Emery is better than Mikel Arteta. Because when it comes to trophies, Emery has won two Europa Leagues with two different teams. Arteta has won nothing. And this manager, right, is so dumb, right, because he thinks the Charity Shield is a trophy. The Charity Shield is not a trophy. It is not a trophy.
But that's him slapping, pushing him back because he's under a lot of pressure.
Yeah,
right?
he is.
A lot of pressure. So when somebody's under a lot of pressure, they start saying dumb things, right? You can see it because what? No, it's free. And then he didn't even look at him. You know what I mean? You have to dissect his press conferences. And of late now, a lot of channels are doing this. The ones that are obviously Arteta out because there's a lot of things you have to read into what he's saying. And he comes out and says that he's disappointed. He's disappointed, and you know what I mean? And so when he says he's disappointed, the top fans go, they're not backing him. They're not backing him, yeah? So if he's disappointed, a question was asked in one of his previous press conferences, right? So either I'm stupid or confused, right? It says on whether he's frustrated that the club didn't make no signings. His answer to that was, if he's disappointed, wouldn't you say yes? Wouldn't you say yes? No, he doesn't. He says no. When you try your best and you do things with the right process, it's all rhyming. You get what I'm saying? It's all rhyming, right? Yeah. And you see the people.
Normski's having a little rap here, man.
I'm saying, bro.
Let me give you some backing music here, man. Go on.
Right. Bro, this guy, he speaks with forked tongue. Yeah. If nobody knows what that means, he's a liar. Right. Simple as. Right.
Yeah.
He's there. He's going to get his £15 million, right? And he's just going to be the mouthpiece for them guys. He's just going to protect them. Yeah. He ain't going to turn around and say to them, no, you need to give me the money. When he knew that he needed a striker, right? And we needed a striker before Saka got injured and before Jesus got injured. Yeah. We needed that, right? And it came out. And when he was really pushed, and they said, there was a couple of people around you who were shouting that we need a striker. And he goes, pardon? Like you can understand. When he eventually came and he had to really answer, he turns around and says to them, well, no, because Jesus is out injured and Saka's out injured. So that tells you, that if these guys weren't injured, he wasn't going to get a striker. Because what they're essentially saying to him is that you need a striker. And he says, well, the reason why is because Jesus and what's his name is injured, and so that's why there's a problem up
that's
front.
Why we need a striker because Gabriel Jesus and Havertz's wages is combined nearly $500,000 wages.
Exactly.
It's 285 and then 260. So it's more near 5.5.
Near enough. The problem is with this football club, we're finished as a club anyway. We've been finished for a club for a long time, and the trouble is, right? The thing is, these owners, right, gave Mikel Arteta so much backing, right? And Arteta's coming out apparently saying that he's blaming the Cronkies. Well, he's not. The Cronkies are not the only ones to blame. It's Mikel, to be honest.
Oh yeah,
like,
they're all in it.
They're all in it. And this Edu Gaspar replacement, his assistant or his friend, whatever they called it, right? Jason Ato, right? He had the answer. He ain't the answer. Well, what's going on? I thought we were supposed to have Riziki at the club. I thought we were supposed to have Bergkamp at the club. What's going on now? But this is the thing. Mikel Arteta, when we first got this guy, right? The problem with Arsenal, we don't go for the elite managers. We go on the cheap, and then we end up giving them big values, trying to make ourselves thinking, this manager's so good, £15 million a year. Arteta shouldn't have been nowhere near worth £15 million a year. I'd rather get that.
Should be nowhere near the contract, no, mate. Do you know what I mean? You put it into perspective. What business will go, All right, well, you've had a really bad summer and you're sort of doing all right. Here is a treble pay rise. You'd wait until the end of this season because, as I've said before in this chat, it's hardly as if there's queues of clubs going, oh, fuck me, Mikel Arteta's doing some bits at Arsenal there. I think he's going to be at Real Madrid next season. I think he's going to be at Barca next season. I
If
think
he
he's
went
going to
to
be at
Real
Man City.
Madrid,
No one wants him.
Barcelona. If
What
he
was the
went to,
rush?
if he went
You
to
just
Real,
handcuff yourself in it. Sorry, Luca, bro.
that's all right. But if he went to Real Madrid or Barca, I think he flops.
Of course he does.
I think he
They
flops.
won't give him the patience, bro. They won't give him.
They won't give
Clubs
him
like
the
that
patience.
will not give him 5 months,
You know
let
what?
alone 5
You know
goddamn
what,
years.
right? You know what, right? People, clubs in Spain, right, La Liga and all these sort of European clubs, they have more standards compared to England, compared to the country, because these clubs, like the Real Madrids, the Barças and the Atletis and that, right?
Yeah.
All these top clubs who have competed in European success for elite, and these top managers all around Europe have standards. In this country, not to disrespect, right? But in this country has no standards whatsoever. Like literally, there's no standards. Like if Arteta went to a Real Madrid, you'd be sacked by season. Think about the managers Real Madrid have sacked over the years.
Yeah.
Like, look at it. Germany as well. Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich is a massive club, yeah? Have won Champions Leagues, yeah? Right? And the trouble is, they had Thomas Tuchel sacked and Munich fans were happy. And now look at him, he's at England, yeah? So the trouble is, if that Arteta walks into a club like Real Madrid, he'll be sacked. Even that DG2 says in the comments, he would be sacked for 5-6 months.
Yeah.
But they won't do it at Arsenal, my friend, because Arsenal is
6
run
games here.
by a business. It's
Yeah,
run.
and that's what it is. It is a Ponzi scheme,
It is a Ponzi.
right?
Yeah,
It's a
someone
Ponzi.
put that in the comments a minute ago, and all we heard about
I
it being a
mean,
Ponzi scheme is right.
Sammy Muckbell, who is probably linked with these guys.
Shammy fucking cockbell, yeah.
Yeah. Right. And this is to do with Jason A2, who I call an AI. I think he's an AI guy. I don't think he's real. Like, it just looks like
Just
an
a
evil-
bot.
It's like-
Here he is.
All right,
Wow.
Focus it. There you go. Look.
Well, if he's AI, you thought they'd have made it a little bit more pleasant on the eye.
Right.
Jesus Christ.
Sammy Buckbowl, yeah, with supporters desperate for a signing, interim sporting director Jason A2 could easily have made himself an instant hero by sanctioning the moves for either Matthias Tell or Alvaro Morata, right? But talk to those whose opinions matter at Arsenal. They'll tell you that A2 considered approach as impressed. So you know what's going to happen there, innit? They're looking at hiring this guy, right? Yeah, and he's one that is aligned with the club's long-term strategy. A2 is understood to have improved his standing among those behind the scenes at the Emirates since his interim appointment. So get ready, lads. Jason A2 is coming in.
The thing is, this Jason A2 sounds a bit dodgy. Jason A2. For me, he is somewhere where he's going to ruin this football club. He's going to be one of these directors.
He'll fit right in then.
I actually think this is a bad point because look, I've never seen him. Don't get me wrong.
I've never seen this geezer.
I've never seen him, but I don't see him turning him out very good. I'm not trying to predict things, but however, I don't see it. I don't really see him being good. I think it's going to be I think it's going to be someone like him who's going to be stuck here for a good few years.
Yeah, like all the overpriced players that we've got here, just all completely sponging off the club.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I said earlier on, Aaron. I said it's going to be interesting come the summer, yeah, because there's going to be an awful lot of players that they need to get off the books. And is this man competent enough to do it? Is he experienced enough to do it? Listen, he was Edu's assistant.
Sounds familiar, doesn't it? No, it sounds familiar, Liz.
He's Edu's assistant, yeah. And if Edu gets it wrong, what's he going to do?
I think he's going to be worse because this is the thing. Well, we're not going to get the players, but we know what we need.
Yeah.
We ain't going to get no Isaks.
Yeah.
Isak, I reckon he stays at Newcastle. The Gardens,
Yeah.
I think he stays for another season.
Yeah.
So the trouble is, right? I look.
Here we go. This Aaron. There's another guy, Earl Francois. You want to pick up?
Oh, we've got another one. Hold on one sec. Yeah, bruv. Us three will be absolutely polite gentlemen to you. Just come on and tell us.
El Francis or whatever his name is.
Francois.
Come on, Francois.
Put yourself on this channel.
Come on,
bro.
finish up your baguette and jump on. Come
Come
on.
on, bro. Finish your croissants, bro. Why don't you get on here, bro?
Tell us. Just have a little. We'll have a little friendly, peaceful chat, and you can bring your mate George or whatever his name was.
Arteta for who?
And Brett.
Sack Arteta for who? Okay, so Mr. Francois, if Arteta was to walk away from the club, who would you pick? Put it in there. Yeah, put it in there.
Jump on and tell us.
Arteta walks away. Arteta came out and turned around and said that he thinks he can't take this club any further. Who would you have then? Since there's no managers out there, who would you have? Come on, we're waiting. We're waiting patiently because you've told us to. Because you know I don't swear, Aaron. Yeah.
Yeah. He's a good lad. I know.
Our links is in the comment. You just click it.
Yes. How'd you pin it, Luca?
There's
I
a
don't
pin
know how to pin it.
There's a pin option at the top. You know the voting bit. You know, like when you have like a vote.
I don't even have that. The vote. I don't even know where that is.
Oh my god! I'll have to show you like next.
Yeah,
time.
yeah. For another time. Yeah. For another time.
Yeah, because you can once you put it in there, you can. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't see that.
It's not highlighted, so you've got to pin it. I've never done it, but yeah.
Yeah, mine don't say it, but yeah. Either way, it's there. Copy and paste it.
You've obviously come to a positive channel, so please. Oh, put your answer in. Put your answer. We're waiting. Stop hiding behind keyboards. Yeah. Put your face on camera. We're prepared to put our faces on the camera. Okay.
Yeah.
So
just copy and paste it, and then click it on the top.
Yeah. Just copy and paste it. Yeah. Exactly right. Just copy and paste that into your website thing, whatever they are, internet browser, and that should come up, and then you'll be in the backstage. I don't know whether it maybe you might be because he's in. I don't actually know why. Macy couldn't get on earlier, but you managed to get on easy. So yeah, I don't really know why some can, some can't. But yeah, either way, mate. For you, DJ, DG2, yeah, do that, and please, for you, El Francois, please do the same. Copy and paste. We'll be very, very polite to you.
Listen, Aaron. At the end of the day, if he doesn't like what we're saying, yeah. If he doesn't like what we're saying, why are you here?
Exactly. He's there for attention, bro. I get this all the time. Yeah. I literally just time them out.
You know what I mean?
I just want him to come on, like, and explain.
I'm a naughty step for 5 minutes.
Yeah. But look, I'm quite you know what I mean, a reasonable geezer, yeah. Like, and I've been like it throughout work and everything like that. Someone's got something to say and it's good. I don't care if I'm running my company or not. Yeah. If the trainee or whatever says something really good, I'll run with it. If you've got a good idea, I don't care who or what level you are, how old you are. I'll listen. So, and it's the same applied here. Listen, I don't know. I'm not the guru of Arsenal. Please come on and
what you got to understand, for his information, we ain't going nowhere. So, bro, if you want us to shut up, and get out of here, unfortunately, you're still gonna hear our mouths, So we're still waiting, though. We're still waiting for your answer.
I'll tell you exactly what's happening now. He's looking at his life-size poster of Mikel Arteta on his bed, and he's going.
He might have ducked out.
He's having a right old tuggeroo, isn't he? He's got that stock on the go, he has, and he's just absolutely tugging it to old perfectize Arteta. Oh, Francois, you dirty bastard. Dirty bastard. Yeah, anyways, man. DJ G, like I said, try. Let me know how it goes. But they don't come on, do they? They never do. I don't know why. Someone told me they was going to cut my head off the other day, like just because I didn't want it. Yeah, they was like, "Oh, I'm going to cut your head off," and I was like, "Watching your manager's football makes me want to cut my own head off." Like, what we doing here?
You see the violence that they throw at you.
Yeah.
Just because you've got a different opinion to them, and they don't like it, they have to turn violent on you.
It's mad. But if they see you and say, hello, Luca, hello, Notski, how you doing, mate? All right? Proper little bitches. Absolute bitches. What can you do? Well, let's listen to some sense. What the dough baker? Let's read out a bit of sense, right? Need a left winger? Yes. Need a proper 9? Yes. A top centre mid in the summer? Tick. Yes. Yeah. We ended up with Cala. Boo. Marino, Submarino. Boo. Well, he's going to make it around soon. There we go. So I'm not going to do the whole thing. I'll be there all night. And Sterling. We haven't seen the best of him yet. Oh, you're right. We ain't seen any of you yet, Sterling. That's absolutely right. None of the players start for us. They wouldn't even get in one of the worst Wenger's teams bench, let alone Arteta's first. Look at that. They're bench players, and he spent all of our transfer fund on them.
I wonder if
I think it makes sense.
I wonder if he's actually seeing Arsenal win a league title. I wonder.
Oh, mate, yeah. It's madness.
El Francis is actually seeing Arsenal win a league title.
Yeah, I wonder if he has.
I don't know. Yeah, oh, mate. Old El Francois, he absolutely 150% has started supporting Arsenal since 19.
He's probably one of those people who's just going to run quickly through and go on to another.
He's not. He's jizzed in his baguette and he's done for the night. He's asleep, mate.
You know what? The amazing thing is, yeah, he said you 4 lads. Where's the fourth person?
The other one, then.
I know. Tomiyasu, maybe. Have we found him? Have we finally found him? I ain't seen him in about 2 years. It might be Tomiyasu somewhere. I don't know. Tomiyasu? I don't know, man. I don't know. Never mind. We digress. I wanted to talk a little bit more.
Man, long time, brother.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's it. I don't trust the board or the owners to hire a better manager. And I wanted to make a little point in this because you're absolutely right, Root Cause. Absolutely right. They wanted Arteta before they hired Emery. And then that's obviously factually it is correct. Just as well, the same year that we hired Arteta, Everton hired Carlo Ancelotti. Just saying, we missed. Yeah, so with this, you're saying I don't trust the board to hire a better manager. So there's this weird little circle, I call it circle of delusion, yeah, that we've put ourselves in, right? So we're not going to be able to get rid of the manager unless we don't qualify for Champions League. But if we don't qualify for Champions League, we lose our best players and can't attract a top manager that wants to play in the Champions League. So we keep Mikel Arteta and then it goes round and round and round. So where's the barometer of we have to be that bad to get this manager out, but also at the same time not be that bad to get a good manager in? I mean, because we know that it's going to take a car crash for him to sack the manager because the board are not ambitious enough to go, do you know what, Mikel Arteta, Mikel Arteta, you've taken us as far as you could go 2 years ago. Now you're just wasting everyone's time and money, bruv. Like, they haven't got that to do that. Do you know what? This window, this summer transfer window would have been a 10 out of 10 if they'd have just sacked Arteta. Would have been the best window in 5 years we'd have had. They'd have just got rid of him. It would have been the best window we've had in a long time in the summer if we'd have just signed no one and kept Emile Smith-Rowe. That's how poor the transfer deal is.
We haven't replaced Smith-Rowe. This is the thing, right? Like we thought, right? This football club thought Miko Moreno was going to be the ESR replacement. Like, don't get me wrong. I liked Smith-Rowe back in the lockdown days for Arsenal, right? But trouble is, he had all these injuries. Yeah, we got a good value, 35 million. But what did we do? We used that money on Miko Moreno. We could have used that 35 million on a better position, what we kind of needed. And we still haven't replaced it, bro. We haven't replaced hardly anyone. And we're going to need a goalkeeper in the summer.
Yep.
Right? We're probably going to end up getting this Garcia bloke, right? From Espanyol, which I don't know if he's any good or not. We're probably going to need a centre half because Saliba, we don't know if he's going to be leaving or not, right? I think left back might be okay depending if this Hato bloke.
We've got about 10 of them.
I've got another midfielder.
Yeah, we need a proper central midfielder like an Odegaard, but even better.
Yeah,
I don't know who it will be, but we need to go. If we move to the Emirates from Highbury and burn Ashburn Grove, we should be competing with proper midfielders. Go and get like the Barellas, the Wirtz, the Musialas.
Yeah,
we need to go and get those type of midfielders, and we need a winger that's going to challenge Bukayo Saka, and we need a striker.
Yeah,
That's what and we'll probably end up with this Benjamin Sesko, which I don't rate, right? Because I think he's another Kai Havertz. I don't think he's not all that. If Arsenal want to go for a proper striker, you've got to go for someone like a Gyökeres or an Isak or a Victor Osimhen. Like that's what we've competed.
But, you see, the problem is that you know a lot of these fans and Arteta, they're probably frightened of upsetting the apple cart.
Well, yeah.
And that is the reason why, and that's why we keep talking about this profile of player that he wants. Could anybody care to tell me what this profile of player is? Because I just thought you don't get a striker to put the ball in the back of the net. Maybe hold up the ball.
We haven't had a striker since Robbie Van Persie. That
Yeah,
lot.
but Aubameyang came and sort of left. He won us the FA Cup pretty much single-handedly, really, didn't he?
Yeah.
And aside from that, you're right, because he had a bit of a stinker year after because of the way he was sort of half-treated. He weren't managed very well. But yeah, you're right, Robin van Persie. And what since then? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it was nice getting Aubameyang, but it didn't last for very long. And the problem is that was 2021, man. All right, you know what I mean? When that was going down the proverbial shitter. Why has it taken so long? And this is what I said to Normski earlier. Why has it taken so long to get a striker in? Why has it taken so long to get Saliba covering at right back? We all knew the disaster that caused 2 years ago. So he just sits there and thinks, well, do you know what? That wrecked our season that year. So what we'll do is we'll definitely not buy a backup for him. So if it happens again, we'll definitely be screwed again. Why has it taken 2 years?
I think
What do they do? They keep playing left backs.
Yeah, fact.
So this is with the left back thing. This is what makes me mad, yeah. So the left back thing, right? So Tierney, he can't invert. So what we'll do is we'll buy Zinchenko, and then now that's that. No, he's not good enough. Tierney don't invert. But what about the 10 years? Everyone says, oh, but he's always injury prone. All right. So what we'll do, because Tierney's always injured, we'll buy Zinchenko for 35 million, who's always injured. Oh, and then guess what? Oh, he's not cutting the mustard. We'll buy Calafiori, who's always injured. I mean, come on. What are we doing here?
You know what? This is the crazy thing, yeah. He bought Timber, right? Because we know that Timber can play across the back line. He played as a centre back for Ajax, right? But when he brought him into the side, where did he play him first? Left back.
Yeah.
He's got an obsession with the left back.
Yeah. He spent on play it. I'm sorry,
when Ben White got injured, right? Okay, so fair enough. He's a versatile player. He then jumps in for Ben White. Okay, so now Ben White is back. Now you're going to have two areas that is strong. Do you know what I'm trying to say? You're going to have two areas that are strong, but the left back is not sorted out that left back situation. He doesn't trust Kieran Tierney because Kieran Tierney doesn't play the inverted thing. He's just your traditional left back that overlaps. Yeah, and under Unai Emery, that guy was brilliant. Yeah, when Martinelli linked up. Yeah, that season. Yeah. Where Martinelli was playing down the middle and he was whipping in those balls. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So, you know what I mean? And I think it was a couple of games ago where we were so short that I think after the match, Declan Rice came out and said, oh, he was obviously trying to make a point. Like, we ain't got no left-sided attackers, Martinelli. I don't know if Martinelli was injured or the fact that Martinelli had to play over there, Trossard was injured, that we had to go and bring on Kieran Tierney to play as a left-sided winger. So there might have been a shout out to the board. He might have just turned around to Declan and said, look, throw that in the conversation if it does come up, and he done it. But yeah, we've got to, I mean, in the summer, he'll probably get rid of Bart Simpson and he'll get rid of, because Tommy Ashton's there. You've got to sell him because this guy just made out of glass.
They give him a new contract a year ago. They just think, I'll tell you what we'll do with our most injury prone player. We'll extend his contract to give him a pay rise.
It's crazy.
It's madness. Do you know what, that left back? Yeah, we've signed players that have played at left back. We've signed Zinchenko for 35 million. Kivior we've signed and played him there. Timber we've signed and played him there. Calafiori we've signed obviously and played him there. Tavares, I'm sure I'm missing another one, but I can't quite think who it is. Tomiyasu's played there. We've spent about 145-50 million quid on players that we've played at left back. You add that into the fees of Aaron Ramsdale and David Raya. You add them together, you got about 200 million. So this manager has spent 200 million to absolutely break the left back and the goalkeeper position. I mean, you can't write it, can you? Spend 200 million, and Martinez is better than David Raya, and Tierney is better than what they've got. So spent 200 million breaking two positions. I mean, you can't write it, can you?
Can't write it.
You just cannot write it. And they're like, oh no, he's a good manager. He knows what he's doing.
Misappropriation of money, man. Yeah.
Like, it's a waste.
And you're right. If you was to sit down and add that all up, you're probably going to be nearing that figure.
So honestly, I've done it before. I'm sure it's there or thereabouts. Looked at players that he's played at left back, and then that goalkeeper position. It's knocking on that door. 200 odd million on breaking and making that team worse. Because the better players were already there when you started, and you sold one of them, one of the best goalkeepers in the world, who won a World Cup for 16 bloody million or 18, whatever it was. Either way, it was pathetic. Either way, it's pathetic. And Tierney, you treated him like absolute garbage. I mean, come on. Or you're spending 200 million to make sure that that gets ruined. I mean, it should be the other way round, should it not? Why are we spending 200 million on a goalkeeper and the left back position anyway when we need a striker?
Yeah.
The more you sort of start saying it out loud.
I think he started making the changes. Was it Leno? Was it Leno? Leno? Was it started with Leno? Was it that? Did it start from there?
Yeah, he was with Leno. Yeah, he was a sturdy enough keeper, wasn't he? To be fair, but he was injured, wasn't he? And then Martinez came in for that FA Cup.
Obviously, Leno got injured. Martinez came in. Right, done well. You know, won the FA Cup. Was absolutely emotional with family and all of that. And they kept throwing the question at him that season, coming into the new season. You know, are you gonna, keep what's gonna happen? He would not say anything. He was just keeping his powder dry. No, they're both great keepers. Blah blah blah. He's done the same thing with Raya and what's his name? Guy
Ramsdale.
Yeah. All right. No, I'm gonna have two first team keepers. Shut up, man. What are you talking about? Stop lying.
We all knew what way that was going.
We knew which way it was going, mate. And I felt sorry for Ramsdale because even his dad had to get involved. Do you know what I mean?
Ramsdale was all right. Ramsdale was all right at Arsenal, and now his career's gone downhill.
It's gone. Listen, mate. It's gone downhill. Yeah.
It was one of them. Yeah. Ray is a point. Like, I believe he's a better keeper, but it's not the priority. Ramsdale's solid enough for you to use that money in places where we're so short, like the forwards and the striker.
Premier Team of the Year. He got into Premier Team of the Year the year when we bottled it.
Yeah. He could have stayed until we used that money to sign a striker, innit? Absolutely.
He bought Runnison. He bought what's the player he bought from America?
I've still got it up.
Ryan.
I think I've still got the
all the goalkeepers.
Matt Ryan.
Yeah. And what's it? Not Trusty. What's it? The what his name is? Trusty was the centre back. Yeah, wasn't it? What's his name?
No, there was another keeper. He looked like he was wearing eyeliner. He went to
get that. Yeah, it was the American geezer. What's his bloody name? I can't. It's totally gone out of my head. Let me put it up on the screen because I'll show you. Matt Turner, that's the one.
Yeah, Matt Turner.
Matt Turner. Yeah, Carl. I'll tell you what, that proper escaped my mind. And look, here's all the purchase players. I had this up earlier. This is cutting out a whole page of absolute crap. Let me have a little look there. So we've got. Let me go to the first page. I'll go back to the first page. Bear with us 2 seconds. Look at it. Mari, Suarez. They were that good that he re-signed them again. They were that good he bought them twice. Absolute madness. Then you've got Willian in, buzzing. And then
told him that we're going to win the Champions League within 2 years.
Yeah, we'll win it in 2 years, son. Don't worry. We bought Murray and Suarez, and don't worry as well. We're going to back it up with Runnison and Matt Ryan. Don't worry, Willian. We're going to make an assault on Europe, son.
I remember his debut in the Europa League. He was terrible.
Mate, it's absolute shocking, wasn't he? And then you get there. Martin Odegaard had a largely uneventful loan. Tavares subbed him off against Nottingham Forest. That was that FA Cup one, wasn't it? I reckon.
That's right. Yeah, he brought him on and subbed him off straight away.
Lokonga. I thought he was supposed to be the next Yaya Toure, Lokonga. What's happened there? That ain't really worked out. Then you got Ben White, which turned out to be a good signing, but not a centre back, is he? Then Ramsdale, you spent big bucks on him, and he had a couple of good seasons. Raya is a little bit better, but the money kind of needed to be spent elsewhere. Yep. Tommy Asu, where's it? Yep, there you go. Austin Trusty, that was just a gimmick. Marquinhos again, like I've done it a little bit earlier. This is how bad Arsenal are. I mean, we're paying for free geezers, and then instead of getting transfer fees for him, we're ripping up their contracts. How backwards the club? We're paying for free signings and we're giving away players of value. What would you do here? Oh, I'll tell you what, though, it'll get better. No, it won't. We'll sign Fabio Vieira for 35 million. Then 2 years later, we'll loan him back out for free.
Crazy.
Madness. But he's got good player identity. He's excellent at noticing these players. Absolutely excellent at it. Why have we not got a CM like a Verts, like what you said, Luca? Yeah. We're desperate for someone like that who can beat the ball in the midfield.
Like Martin Odegaard's. Look, I love Martin Odegaard. Don't get me wrong. Some people out there might not like Odegaard, but I like Odegaard still. And look, he's not having a good season for Arsenal. I get that, but he's still such an important player, and you don't know what Odegaard's going to turn up. And I think we need another player like that. We need someone magic in midfield. Think about what Man City had when De Bruyne was in his prime. We haven't had any of that since probably Fabregas. Like, we need someone like that who, and I think Arsenal need to go out and go and get people like a Barella, a Florian Wirtz, a Musiala. We need someone like that. That's going to obviously be like a game changer. That's going to be very creative. That can really come to the Premier League. But you're talking about £100 million. But Arsenal ain't going to do that.
Absolutely not. 100% absolutely not. And do you know what the worrying thing is as well, mate? Is he's going to be in charge in the summer. Let's just say we'll average out and say we need 5 players, yeah?
Yeah.
Do you trust this geezer to actually get them 5 players right?
No, I don't.
Let's just,
No, I don't.
He ain't even got 5 right in 31.
I think for me, we probably will. Like, I think I don't know what signs will come, but I think we all know that Sesko will be our number 1 target. We all know that's happening.
Yeah.
And then we'll probably end up getting maybe a good winger coming in.
Nico.
But probably end up being Nico Williams. But
The thing is, though, I mean, we're saying all of this, yeah, but there's a bit of a curveball here because, you know, you're hearing now that Real Madrid are looking at Zubimendi. They're also, you know, Nico Williams
said he scored a couple of goals.
Possibly go to Barcelona. So there's no, I mean, at the moment they put this out there, but there's no guarantee that we're going to get these guys. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, which winger is there available that Arsenal should go and get? Nico Williams, is he all that? I'm not sure.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean,
He's got 1 league goal this season.
He done well in the Euros, but I mean, if you look at his domestic,
a couple,
not good at all.
Not great.
Not good at all this season, mate. Really, really, really not good. Let's put it in this. Let's put it in this. What's it? NRC, isn't it?
Which winger would you go out and go and get? Which winger is there available?
I'd have got Kvaratskhelia or whatever his name is, but we slept on that and someone else got him.
Where did he go to? PSG?
Yeah. And for a good amount of money and all.
Yeah.
If we were serious, we'd have put our names in the hat for him. If we were serious. But what did we do? Absolutely nothing.
What about Kudus?
Is it here, is it?
1 goal.
1 goal.
19 games, 1 goal, 3 assists. Nah, that's not good enough.
Poor, isn't it?
That's poor.
I mean, that's like not even Martinelli stats.
His brother's doing a lot better though.
Yeah, what's his brother's name?
Nako, was it Nako? Whatever.
Inaki or something like that, or something like that. Yeah, something. Yeah, there or thereabouts. Yeah. No, he's not too bad. I think Lee says it all the time as well. He watches a lot of La Liga. I
mean, that's what I'm trying to say. The thing is, Lee does watch a lot of La Liga, so he knows a lot. So nobody's going to school him on that. You know what I mean? We're occasionally watching that, not on the level that Lee watches it. Do you know what I mean? And you can see from his watch-alongs that he does, you know, on his other channels.
Yeah. He's got really good football knowledge anyway, and he's watching that league. So most of the time, he don't get a lot wrong either, does he? Lee, to be fair to him, do you know what I mean? To be fair to him,
he said about Moreno. Everybody was gassing up about him, and he said about Moreno that this guy's not good enough. Right? He's playing 2nd or 3rd fiddle to Zubimendi. Okay. You know, he's got a year left on his contract. Yeah, we went through his transfer history, didn't we? That, you know, and he wasn't that brilliant. You know what I mean?
Yeah, not at all.
Arteta thinks that he's the one to sort out that left hand side to what was it? Unleash Martinelli down that side.
Unlock him.
Unlock him.
Calafiori and Marino are going to unlock Martinelli. They can't even unlock themselves.
I'm still waiting.
Do you know what I mean? It's madness. I'm going to read out these last chats.
And then, because Jesus is not going to be leaving. Jesus probably won't leave until January or even the following summer, right?
Yeah.
And then, of course, Martinelli, I think we should get rid of. I really think we should get rid of him, but he ain't going.
Yeah.
If a Saudi club comes in, 89. Do you know? I think Arsenal will end up getting rid of Trossard.
Oh yeah, but I think he's stalling on a new deal. There's something about that in there. I think he's been offered and don't want it.
I think someone will come in for Trossard. I wouldn't mind if Trossard.
Would you give? I mean, listen. How old is Trossard? How old is he?
He's 29, 30, and he's got to be there. Yeah.
He's currently on 90k a week. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you really gonna up his? Do you know what I'm saying? And I think you know, obviously because he hasn't been getting the game time, you know, he's been throwing a little bit of a shock and everything. He was linked with the Saudi. That didn't happen because I thought there might have been a definite thing that they were going to come in and get him towards the end of the summer window.
Yeah.
I don't. I mean, if he's stalled now, can you really see him? Can you really see, especially if we're going to go and get someone like a Nico Williams or whatever, or somebody, because we are searching for a left-sided winger attacking with winger.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Is he going to look at that? Is he going to look at that and go, you know, well, actually, look, you know, I mean, I'm just going to go down. I'm just going to fall down the pecking order. So maybe, you know, in the summer he ends up going to probably a Saudi league or something like that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It could easily be something like that because he would go down the pecking order. We've been trying to get one, haven't we?
In January, Scott, would you have took someone like Mane as a backup to the end of the season? Sadio Mane.
I respect him, but he tortured Arsenal for so long. I kind of grown a disliking about him. He's a phenomenal
he's an
player.
Absolute
But,
menace.
oh,
He's an absolute menace. But how I would love him, mate. You know, I look at Liverpool and I look at what Klopp has done with that team. You know what I mean? Half of them that side came from Southampton. And look, you know what I mean? But you know, Klopp
they made the right signings though.
Yeah, they are the right sign, and they all complemented each other. Even though maybe, you know, Mane couldn't stand Salah, but listen, you know, when that front three, you know, not Firmino, the other guy, it is Firmino, isn't it? Yeah, I'm tired, man, so I think it's him. When they linked up, bro, they were just lethal, absolutely lethal. The right hand side, left hand side, and then you got Firmino just doing his business, false nine. It's epitome. He was the epitome of a false nine. He played that brilliant. You know what I mean?
Phenomenal. He assembled that wicked. I'm going to read these comments out, and then I'll let people go. I'm looking at the time on there. It's like 3.5 hours. I'm like,
you've definitely done an emergency.
I know. Yeah, I didn't mean to. When I messaged Jez and because I said, oh yeah, we're going to do a little thing. I was like, oh yeah, I'll only be on for about an hour. I know, 3.5 hours later, I've been looking at that clock and I'm looking at the time. I'm thinking, oh wow, it's after 12. I think everyone's got a bit of work in the morning and things like that. I'm like, I think maybe I should start wrapping this up. I'm looking at the time. It's like 2 hours, 3 hours, 3 hours and a half.
No, but listen, there's so much to talk about. I mean,
there is.
You know? And not only that, we had some interesting characters in the chat as well.
Yeah, man. And one of them here, man. Recalls, big up, bruv. I'm sorry, we are Arsenal Football Club and shouldn't be run this way. Absolute facts. For the love of God, can this fan base just unite and reset the elite standards our ticket prices and merch should require? Yeah, boy, we've always been the higher ticket prices. I can tell you that for a fact. One's 13.75, I think, or something like that, up a tier to the left-hand side of North Bank. And that includes, obviously, the 19 and just the 4 Champions League games. So FA Cups this year, you've got to pay, and obviously in the knockout stages, you have to pay extra for. And last year, do you know what they done to us at Porto? They categorised it last 16 as an A game. So that Porto game cost 100 quid.
Wow.
How is that category A? Porto at Porto at home in the last 16. Fleecing that extra few quid out. It's disgusting, man. And that's the point
you guys, man. I'll tell you what, mate.
It's a big up, man. You've been in here pretty much all evening.
Merch. I guarantee they'll bring out some new merch whilst they're out in Dubai. I guarantee you.
Yeah, 100%. They'll do something when they're out there. Assembled. Yeah, like I said, big up, man. You've been here all evening, bruv. It's a poster boy of Arteta's management style and career and the skills he has. He comes across as a vindictive little man. Listen, man, he is a narcissist, spiteful, evil little shithouse. And we do not fucking want him. Big up, good in Matata, man. How you doing, brother? Yeah, real ones. Everyone out. The club's a joke. I mean, absolutely, man. Flaphead's just a mug. He needs sacking now. Please, all I want is for him to go. But listen, man, I'm not going to keep the lads too long. Thank you very much for jumping on, man. I always appreciate always appreciate it. These guys, by the way, do some fantastic content. I'm going to go from this side. Normski, shout your thing out, man.
Yeah, Normski TV on a Wednesday. I go live on a Wednesday, 6:30, just chatting with top 6 guys, friends, just a little bit of banter between each other. Look at the respective games at the weekend, controversy on the pitch and off the pitch, and I'll do like match reactions after our Arsenal game. So do one upload depending on how many games we have. But listen, we're not going to be doing much uploads for the Carabao Cup or the FA Cup. I'm probably going to be doing an upload for the. Somebody said the Dubai Cup. Yeah, I think that was. What's his name? One of the guys in the chat. He's got the Insta.
Dubai Cup.
Yeah, he's called it the Dubai Cup. I think it was. I'll tell you who it was. Because I'm Darren. I think it's Darren. You know, he does.
Darren Sullivan. Yeah, he's funny. He is, Dazza, man. Yeah,
he's called it.
He's a character, mate. Yeah, he's a Dazza. Yeah, no, he's a proper real good. Yeah. Not a top one. He's proper. He is Darren. But yeah, man. Yeah, man. It's good to have you on here, Normski, as always. Big up, man, and Luca as well. Oh, sorry, go on.
Yeah. Thank you very much for having me on. Yeah, if in case people don't know who I am, subscribe to my channel, Luca Talks Ball. Yeah, we do content on there as well. We do live streams, do some sort of vlogs and all that stuff as well. Yeah, we're on the road to 8,300 subscribers.
Yeah, you've been going hard, man. I watched you work from the mate. So go back a long way. You know what I mean? And literally, this is the first time we've actually been on a show together. I'm going back like 5 years when I first started off my channel. But he used to do all your little vlogs and your walks and all that thing. So I'll see you from then when he was a little boy then. You know what I mean? I'm a big old man, you know what I'm saying?
But now I'm more mature. But no, subscribe to the channel. It's called Luca Talks Ball. Of course, we're on the road to 8,300. The achievable is to get to 9K by the end of the year. But of course, just subscribe to the channel. And content-wise coming up, just a weekend, I'm going to put some content out. Probably a bit of update with Arsenal, bit of Dubai, and do some vlogs and all that stuff during the Dubai break, and then build up to the Leicester game next week. So just subscribe to the channel, and anyone's more welcome to come on the channel. Just drop me a DM, and you know where to find me.
Yeah, no, it's wicked, man. I will definitely take you up on that offer as well. And it's been a little while sort of coming, but I'm really glad you jumped on, man. When I see you there, I was like, oh, hello, nice, buzzing. That you decided to jump on Luca, wicked, man. I've got obviously like and subscribe to myself as well. What I have got coming up is on the 22nd after the Newcastle game. I sold my West Ham home ticket, and I'm doing a live watch along. He's going to be sat next to me. I've got my dad next to me. He's a West Ham fan, so we're both going to be watching the game next to me, and that should be fun. He's a card. Everyone seems to like him a lot more than me, so that makes me feel fantastic. Do you know what I mean? But I'll let him have that one. Yeah, that's for the West Ham game, and then just like you boys, I've got a couple of reactions. I like floating about on other people's shows. Basically, I like talking about Arsenal. You can probably tell, just like all of us three here, we love talking about Arsenal. It's why we do it. Look, we want them to be successful. Don't forget that, people. We're not negative. We're just not liking what we're seeing.
When is it going to be successful? Whenever it may be. Could be years to come. So
this is the worrying thing, man. But yeah, man, big up to everyone in the chat as well. I know I haven't been as great in the chat, and for people, obviously, that's gone, and for some that's still here. We've just been sort of going off one. We've been trying to sort of keep up with it. But man, you've all been fantastic for staying until 20-1, and for 3 hours and 38 minutes. Big love for the chat for doing that, man. Mad love. But we are going to go.
Respect to them. Respect. Absolute respect.
Yeah, massive respect, man. The chat have been fantastic, man. Absolutely fantastic. But yeah, we're gonna go. Arteta out. Get out.
Arteta out.